on my days. Got you distracted, subconscious overloaded. Careful, don't pull the cord on me. No time to stay around. Keep walking till you get out of my face. Regrets, restricted access. I'm just a flight to get up here. We know discharging. I'm gonna waste my time with someone slowing me down, 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 down. So high, I'm floating. I'm shining in my prime. Start rolling over, 'cause you can't take my crown. I'll always be 10 feet off the ground. My crown. I'll always be 10 feet off the ground. Can't take my crown.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Apologize for being late, but that was Roy
Hi.
because he had to scarf
That was
down
me this time.
18 chicken wings in like 10 minutes. So
It's, I mean, because it's so unprofessional to eat on stream, guys.
she continuously.
Don't do it.
It's not a good.
We should.
It's
We
really
should just.
rude.
We really should just have an eating stream where we're all just sitting around eating dinner.
You know what? I kind of like the idea, actually.
I don't eat though, so it's just like it'd just be me sitting there like.
That'd be
Yeah,
the only
true
time your
story.
friends can see you eat.
Wait, who here eats on stream? Because I've eaten on stream.
I've eaten on stream.
I'm not.
Trev, have I?
Well, Trev doesn't eat.
Trevor Morgan, have I eaten on stream? I actually don't remember. I think I must have eaten some. I've had berries on stream and
Thank
stuff.
you for the
like that.
sub wall.
You've eaten like
Look at that.
you've
Also,
eaten
the
like,
alerts work
like
now,
strawberries
so-
and stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, didn't I take a break? I think I took a break recently on my stream to be like, all right, I'm gonna eat, and then I just sat there and ate and talked to the chat. Oh, Lillian. Oh, Lillian
Isn't
has
she
something
so
to say. Lillian is the
What's up,
cutest.
Ivy?
Follow Lillian on Instagram at LillianBBCat.
Long time no see. Ivy.
Also follow Muffin on Instagram at links_Muffin.
I love how you know hers off by her.
Of course. I
Wow,
know
way
my
to
cat.
plug it. Way to plug it.
That's so
Oh my
sweet.
gosh.
Oh shit, Walt,
Walt
thank you so much
gifting
for the
sub.
sub and
And
for
then
gifting
a
the
sub for Mark.
Aw,
Damn.
thank you, Walt.
Also, hello Ivy and Tony and Trinsic. Trinsic, it's been a while since we've been talking.
Yeah.
Me and Trinsic, we're just hanging out playing some Soul Calibur.
Yeah, when you left, I was sitting there. I was like, I guess I didn't need to say bye to him because I'm talking to him in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, so as most of you know, what was it? 2 weeks ago, we were on. Well, with the exception of Melissa, because she wasn't able to go, but eventually it's gonna happen. And it was 2 weeks ago, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
2 weeks
yeah.
ago, we all flew out to Toronto, and we all met up and hung out. And this is gonna be the total recap of what happened. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, just ask
Concerns. If you have any
accordingly throughout the
Yeah.
regrouping.
Hi, Ivy.
Hi, Ivy. Hi, Meerkat.
Hello, hello.
Are you gonna bring Madam Meerkat here? I don't think she needs to see this, but
The, in the meantime, I do want to say, although I'm sure everyone here knows it, that just to get it out of the way, Tiff is an amazing streamer, and you should go follow her.
did you do the current
link
guest
here.
thing? I was
We
gonna
got
do
a
it, but I
current
didn't know if
guest
it was gonna
command. It's right there.
be- Okay.
Ah,
Go, please click on
feel
that
like you
channel and hit the
lost
follow button.
what a lie. Thank you.
Diligent. She literally told us the other day when she was playing Spyro that I just skipped through all the and then accept in terms and conditions. So
Yeah, I was like, as your lawyer, don't do this. And I was like, skip, agree.
she did put the disclaimer out there, though,
You know.
not to do it. It's more of a don't do as I do.
So when I first started coming around your channel, Tiff, last December, about a year ago, I heard whispers in the Discord and things of a Tallaracon, and I didn't know what it was. Well, I mean, I could infer by context, but and then when we were playing the Division with Trev and Beast, you told me about it. You were like, "Yeah, I've kind of toyed with this idea." How long was it actually in the works before it came to fruition?
I feel like we were talking about it like forever.
I want to say
and
at
it
least
always
half a year.
Yeah, it always started out as a joke, obviously. We were like, we'd call it Tallaracon, and it'd be like in Vegas, and there'd be strippers, and like it would be great. And it always started out with a joke, but the more that we talked about it, and the more I realized that like I actually think it would be a lot of fun if we all met up and partied for a weekend. So it was kind of stewing for a while, and then it somehow magically actually happened.
Yeah, there were no strippers, by the way. The Tallaracon got a lot more vanilla as the actual plans went on. There was dancing.
It originally started off as like something
Dancing was very
R-rated,
romantic.
and then it slowly went to like G rating.
But I heard that there was heat lamp dancing.
Yes.
Yeah.
that is.
Are we gonna dive into that now?
That happened on like the second day at night. So
Yeah, let's do this chronologically.
Yeah, chronologically.
So I want to get it from we're gonna do this like a Guy Ritchie film where we get it from the different perspectives. So Tiff, when did your Tallaracon start? When did you tell us the story of your travel?
Okay, so Tallaracon for me, I was supposed to fly to Toronto. I think it was at like 12 p.m. It was around lunchtime. So on Friday. And so I drove to the airport and I was all ready to go and I sat down and then they were like, "Oh, your flight's been delayed 3 hours." And I was like, "Well, I'm not sitting here for 3 hours." So I got up, left the airport and went back home again and chilled for 3 hours and came back. Much to Trev's surprise, because he thought they wouldn't let you out of the airport once you went in, apparently.
Well, no, it's just not something we do.
Surprise.
So, like,
You're here
Surprise,
forever.
no
re-entry.
You want to leave? Nah.
Yeah. So I went home, and then I went back to the airport, and this time I successfully made it to Toronto, where our dear friend John, or Cornelius, picked me up from the airport, and we drove into Toronto, where Trev, Rory, and Morgan were already there and waiting, and I got to meet them all for the first time, and it was awesome. So that was my entry to Tallaracon.
And Trev, okay, you were actually the first one there, so I'll get your entry, and then we'll get Morgan and mine's.
so I flew out a day earlier because the flights that I was looking at, I wouldn't get there until like midday.
Trev,
or,
by the
like,
way, you-
hell late.
I just noticed your shit
Call out.
comments here.
So I flew in a day
Carry
early
on.
because I wanted to like rest up and then be, well energized for the weekend ahead.
I thought you wanted to acclimate to the climate.
Partly,
Gave
yes.
yourself
That
an
was
extra
also
day.
a reason, because as most of you know, I'm from SoCal, and if you didn't, now you do. And here we have summer and less hot summer, so going from that to a place where it snows, it's definitely gonna be a huge, climate change. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just go a day early, like acclimate to the weather, and then like by then I'll be ready.
With the fingerless hipster gloves.
Didn't happen. I was like sleeping, and then like random points in like time when I was sleeping, I would get like random like foot cramps because it was like way too cold, and I was like, oh Jesus, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to live here. Like, and then another thing is that I brought with me a bunch of I brought clothes obviously for the weekend, and then I also brought Canadian currency, or so I thought.
No, you did. You did bring.
No,
Canadian.
yeah, okay, so technically I did. So before I went, I asked Rory in a chat. I was like, hey, Rory, you guys will take old money, right? And, like, there's no, like, expiration, or, like, not expiration, but, like, there's no, like, discrimination between, like, old money and new money. He was like, oh, yeah, no, we'll take old money. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I brought these bills that were from, like 1850.
Like, literally the
What's in the 1800s?
Like-
Okay, so like literally,
like-
guys, one of the ones that I saw that was like one of the
Maybe
oldest
says it on.
ones. If you want to like put this in perspective, it was printed the year after the Korean War ended.
Yeah. Also,
And-
I want to say hi to Madam Meerkat, who
Hello, Madam.
walked in
Oh,
partway through the story.
And hi, please.
And please.
And
Vegas.
also for perspective, in my lifetime, we have never used paper money. So we have loonies and toonies for our $1 and $2 coins, and we have had those for as long as I can
Wait,
even remember.
Is that where
So-
Looney Tunes comes from?
No.
No.
No, loonies. So loonies are named after the bird. They're
That'd be
named
a
after the
great
loon.
like
Yeah, it has a loon on it.
segue.
Toonies were just because
Oh,
they're
okay.
worth $2. It's our $2 coin.
Yeah,
And
so
for,
it's $2.
for the
It's
record, by the way, I want to say, just in case there's any Canadians here, when Trev was like, I got this old money, I thought it was like, Tiff, do you remember those old $5 bills from like when you and I were coming up?
Yeah, before they were the new plasticky ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I thought he meant like one of those, and because his grandmother gave him to him, and I figured it was like from when he was a kid, like his grandmother would like go to Canada or whatever, and bring back some Canadian money and give it to him, not from when she was a kid.
Yeah, no, it was like
I had never seen a $1 bill in my entire life, and Trev shows up and whips out a stack of them.
I just had a rubber band stack.
He's got
and,
mad
I was just
snack
like, bro, I was like, I have all these, and they're like, they're not even loony. It's like, what? And like, it says notes on the thing. I was like, what are notes? And apparently, that's the very, very, very old currency they used to use in Canada.
Yeah, like I don't even know where your grandma got those.
Is that what that was for?
Yeah, I was just preparing, I guess. Like,
no, we just pelt our strippers with coins here.
that,
Ow.
I must pay a lot more to be pelted with coin. Yeah, so then I posted a picture of the money in the Discord, and it was like, all right, somebody needs to help Trev. Like, he's in a,
Yeah,
he's
I
in a
was
country
like-
that's like, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's got fake money. Like, he doesn't know like what's going on.
Oh yeah, because
And I
that's
was
the other thing. Because he said he was on the West Coast, and we're like, "You're not on the West Coast," and that was my favorite line. I think Tiff won because she just goes. I think it was John. She added either John or MK, and she was like, "Can one of you guys please go get Trev? He doesn't know where he is, and he has fake money."
And like, I was on the bus on the way to Toronto at that time, and I was like, because I live like I'm the closest to Toronto of anyone here, and so it's just like a short bus ride. And I was like looking at the money, right? I messaged my buddies back home. I was like, yo, my friend is from California, and he told me he had Canadian money, and this is the fucking money. And it's this old ass like barely money, like they were just getting out of bartering. And,
Like, I think the thing that Rory said exactly that really got me going was he just goes, "Trev, when you told me that you had old money, I didn't think you meant the first money."
Yeah,
Like,
that was
literally.
a great line.
the money was printed and hand signed by Queen Elizabeth by her, like, personally.
Yeah,
that's how old
literally.
it was.
and so
Like, it had young Queen Elizabeth on them.
That's how old it was.
And like me and Morgan were like both on a bus at the same time, coming from our respective places to meet in Toronto. So when I got there, I saw Morgan first, like because it was the bus station, and obviously, and then we met up with Trev at the hotel, and we rolled out to this Jinya ramen place, which was really good actually. Me and Morgan had takoyaki, and Trev had something. Trev, what did you end up ordering?
So I was originally gonna order the wonton ramen, and then I told them no wontons because I didn't think they did non-spicy. And then you told me like it said you can do like hot and medium, mild, or like spicy. I was like, oh, and I was like, then why do they call it spicy ramen? It's not gonna be spicy. So I got that instead.
Yeah. So what was funny, or like ultimately kind of sad about this whole ramen adventure was that so like. Both, like, the thing me and Trev ordered, the spicy tonkatsu ramen, you had a choice then within spicy of choosing mild, medium, or spicy. And I got the spicy. So I got the spicy and the spicy version of the spicy, right? And Morgan got something that didn't have spicy in the title, and that ended up being too spicy.
It was really
I don't know what the
spicy.
fuck-
Very confusing.
It was good though. But yeah, I was on the bus.
Yaki, that's actually fucking hilarious, actually.
I was on the bus, and like the entire time, like it really did make my bus ride just hilarious because I was in the Discord the entire time just watching this unfold. Oh my god, it was hilarious. But I think
Trav was super active in the Discord that day.
it was great. Okay. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
It was brilliant. Me and Morgan were actually texting about the Discord conversation as the Discord conversation was happening.
It was hilarious. But yeah, I think it started for me probably when I at least got to like Rory and Trev at least. Because like we at least got to go get ramen and everything, and then everything really took off when we got to see Tiff and John, and we went to that awesome bar. That was amazing. I loved that so much.
And then
What was the name of that bar?
The
So we can
Hive,
shout
that was
out.
the Hive esports
Quick shout
bar,
out.
so we
You can
plug
see
them.
it in Tiff's background and my background, but Morgan came up to my room and like unloaded this like heavy ass blanket.
Yes.
I was like, what were you carrying in this like giant ass luggage? And she's like, oh yeah, this is blanket. I was like, what? Now I have this blanket just chilling on my back.
I want to say, Tiff, that Meerkat has some grievances to air. He's upset at the lack, presumably, of Snapchats, unless he's upset that there were too many Snapchats. I can't tell by his message.
I know he told me it was not enough,
Not
and then I
enough.
sent him a few. Look, Meerkat, I was having a good time. Okay,
Yeah, to be fair,
I
I
wasn't on
think-
my phone.
So yeah, we went to the Hive Esports Bar,
Yes.
which was a delight. The food was very good. It was one of my favorite places of the trip.
It was
actually.
awesome.
We did a short stream there on Tiff's channel too.
We did, yeah.
Oh,
It
that's
was-
where that's where that stream was.
And then
I want
asked
to know if Tiff curls her hair every day, says Ash. With the real questions.
Hi, Ash. This is hair that I curled yesterday that I slept on. It usually stays in pretty well. If I curl it, I can get like 2 or 3 days out of it.
Ash says
And
it's
I-
perfect.
Oh, you're perfect. Stop.
That's
You're
that white people.
breathtaking.
But yeah, so the Hive was really cool. It was like a esports bar / restaurant. So we went in there, and everything on the menu was like themed, like in a video game geeky way. Can anyone remember some examples?
The thing
Not
I
a
got
one.
was like God of pork or something, because it was like
God
it was
of
God of
Pork.
War. Like
yeah,
Yeah,
everything
and
was
it
like had a
all
really
had
cool
Now
like
we got a
video
sub
game
badge
name.
now, by the way. So
And
Trev
then-
did the sub badges, and they're fucking awesome.
there was
Yes.
the Legend of Nachos, which is like the Legend.
Right.
Of Zelda, and then
Yes.
I'm looking up the
There was
menu
what?
right
What was the shot you took? The rare candy from Pokemon.
Yes, we
Yeah.
took a rare candy shot and it tasted like
What?
ass. Sorry.
Was it good? So who had that? Was you and
It was-
John?
it was
had
her and
that?
John.
Me, John, and Trev, and
No,
it
I didn't
taste
drink one.
good.
It was just
You didn't
and
have
John.
one?
No. And like
Because
after your
I
reaction, I was
really-
like, thank God I didn't take one.
It looked-
I really
Yeah, when
wanted
I-
one because
yeah.
I was like rare candy, and I want to level up. And then I was like, oh, I leveled down after drinking
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah, yeah.
anyway,
You got nerfed.
no. Yeah, it was great though. The food was good, the drinks were good, and so when we were in there, they had like TVs all around, and you could watch streams, and people were playing games. And when we were done eating, we moved into sort of like a lounge area, and it had like couches, and it had a PS4, and you could just like play whatever games you want. So we were like having a few beers and playing games, and it was really cool.
There
I-
were a bunch of other places too, because like there was like you could play Nintendo Switch, Xbox, PC.
Yeah.
They even
Yeah,
had
they had a
they even
back
had
area
retro
for just
systems too.
PCs.
The back area for PC, I went there at one point, and it was really, really nice. I also want to say that Trev suggested, just because it was a great suggestion, I don't want us to forget it. And he only mentioned it to me, was that we should try to play that Gang Beasts game on this podcast.
Oh my god, that
Oh.
was so fucking
Melly,
hilarious.
Melly, you would love it.
It was so fun. Oh my
was the
god,
ball-
I've seen
one, right? That
I've
was
seen
hilarious.
gameplay of it. Yeah, I've seen
it's
gameplay of it.
hilarious.
We were all just like
Yeah,
sitting
we
there
had a lot of
dying,
fun.
laughing because we didn't know what was going on.
There was points when I literally could not breathe. I was like in knots.
I
from
actually
laughing.
like cried like laughing at one point in time when I was just sitting there.
Yeah, it was a really good time. So that,
And then,
that was
sorry, but funny side note is that when we were at the table, there was a stream on the TV, and we were like, who was this person? We were trying to figure it out. It turns out I actually know the person who was on there, but I didn't recognize them because it's actually Faye Lynn. I only know her because Ash knows her. So like
I know her because of her emotes. I've seen her
it was
emotes.
funny that like they were playing Faye Lynn at the bar, and then like, I didn't know who it was, and then by the time we find out, I was like, oh, it's Faye Lynn. I was like, I know who Faye Lynn is.
Also, I want to give a huge shout out to Tiff and Trev, who put up with me and Morgan being adorable for an entire
No, so
weekend.
you know what's I want to say it's more upscaled in this call than it is and it like in person, because I feel like in person it's not as upscaled. Like a normal conversation would be like I'd be start talking to Rory or something, and like in the middle of the conversation he'd just start like kissing Morgan. I'm like, oh, okay, and I'm talking to myself. All right.
Wait, give it to me in numbers. So like on the podcast, it's
Oh, okay. On a
but in
podcast,
real life, it's
on the podcast it's like a 8 or a 9, and then in real life it's like a 6 or a 7.
okay.
So it's
Okay.
slightly toned down in real life, but it's more upscale on the podcast.
Well, we
The,
get to actually hold hands, so
I know. Oh my god. The,
You know, sue me. Yeah.
yeah, it was a really good. So yeah, the Hive. That was like the first night we went there. And we also went. Me and Morgan and Trev that afternoon when Tiff was like, because like Tiff, when you got in, you like.
She
You know, you took some time to like get ready and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
like we went out to the Eaton Center Mall. Which
Oh
I think
right.
Yes.
is the It's the second largest mall in the country, second only to the West Edmonton Mall, which is larger, but also involves you going to Edmonton. So I think the Eaton Center wins overall. Is Fabled Vixen here? Oh,
Yes.
hey, how are you?
I keep googling all these places just so
And
I
then,
feel like I'm
so-
there with you guys.
Yes, Melly.
When
Yes.
we walked
So I
out,
would
when we were
love to
going to
go
the
to
mall,
Toronto with you.
we
Here you go. Here's the mall.
we saw these people like they weren't like protesting, but they were like yelling very loudly about like God or something. And we're like, oh, okay, that's like that's a very familiar thing. It's
It's a yeah. Look up some images if you can. It's a really
Here's
really
the hive.
impressive looking.
also
mall.
that area that we were in, like downtown, reminded
Yeah, yeah.
me very vaguely of like a Canadian version of like Times Square.
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
was for me too.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
I've
it's
been-
called Young Dundas
thank you,
Square,
Vixen.
and it
That's
is
really
very similar to like a
Thanks.
Times Square. It's got the billboards and the big common area in the middle, and it's essentially the low key Canadian Times Square is Young Dundas Square.
Yeah, it's a really nice area, and it's the background. So if you watch like Canadian news in Toronto, that's actually the backdrop of the news. So that was cool to like look out outside of our hotel room and be like, oh, hey, that's like the news. Like
That's
that's
the news backdrop.
like that's what they're watching. What we're watching. Or in Trev's case, Trev kind of drew the short straw. And in Trev's case, when he looked out the back, I think he saw like the parking lot. Or
Yeah, I saw the
something, like-
parking lot. So like I could see like crime being committed if like someone was getting mugged, but that's about it.
And here, me, Morgan, and Rory were with these beautiful views of Young Dundas
Oh my
Square, and Trev's in a
But-
room looking at the
so-
parking
Yeah,
lot.
did have a
We're
good-
watching what the news is watching. Trev's watching the news in real time.
Yeah.
Like,
Crime is unfolding before you.
We did listen to "Let's Go to the Mall."
Yes.
On our way to the
We
mall,
did.
we listened to
Yep.
Let's Go
Oh
to the
my
Mall.
God.
That's one of the more Canadian things I've done in my life.
we actually went to that mall every day of the trip. Actually,
Yes.
even on the very last day.
I don't know if that
where we
was
spent
planned or
most
not.
of
I
our
think we were
time.
just like trying to kill time. And we just like
It was
walked.
so close to us because it was
Yeah,
literally
it
right
was
down the
literally
street
like
from
2
us.
blocks away, like if that.
And yeah, shout out to the Bond place. That was besides their weird bathroom doors. I liked
my
them
God,
a lot.
Oh, okay, yeah. We need to make a
Okay.
point about these bathroom doors because these bathroom doors weren't doors; they were just like blocks that you slide, like
Yeah,
back
and
and forth.
Melly,
And it didn't
you're
close either.
trying to picture it, and I know you're picturing a sliding door. The
Yeah,
sliding
I'm
doors
absolutely-
slide to the doorway. It's separated from the doorway. It's in front
Okay.
of the doorway.
So it's basically like wall, and here's the door. So
yeah,
like,
there's
you can
like
actually
a
still
2-inch
see in the
gap. You can
bathroom.
still see in the bathroom.
It
Like,
was the
it's-
most pointless door ever.
Like, if
It's
you were
very-
in the room, you'd be looking directly into the shower through
Yeah,
like a
it was
2-inch gap.
stupid. Like they
Like-
would have had
Wait,
better.
this is
chance
not
of
a normal
recording.
thing. This is not a normal thing.
No,
here.
we have normal doors that
It-
close and like with
Like
locks
not in
and
Canada,
stuff.
it's not a normal thing, but at this hotel, it's a normal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, luckily I was in a room by myself, so I didn't even use the bathroom door, so I didn't know what they were talking about. I just left that bitch open.
Yeah. Tiff and Trev were both in rooms by themselves.
See, I
yeah.
still closed mine just because like out of habit.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
yes,
did
I
you
believe
think
that
was
Japan
gonna
had
see?
some
What if like the
interesting-
maid came in or something and like? 'cause
But
I
you
didn't
would have
to-
more issues if the maid just stormed into your
Hey,
room. I think.
no. That actually like kind of almost
That
happened
did
to me and
happen.
Morgan. That did happen. Yeah. She just rolled in.
She
Look,
knocked
if the
Hello?
maid rolls in
Hello?
and sees me in the bathroom, she sees me in the bathroom. That is a risk she has to take.
Look, I'm American. All right, it's very different. Like if someone does that, I'm gonna try to fight them or something. Like
Oh my god.
no, I'm just kidding. I'm like the least violent person ever.
So that was day two. Day two started out with we had breakfast plans, but they were at
Yes.
the busiest place on earth, which is going to be spoiler alert. That's a theme for this trip.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so we went and we couldn't get a table at the busiest place on earth, as you might imagine. So we went to the second busiest place on earth, and they were like, it's going to be a 45-minute wait or something like that. So we
So we
went
went
and we
somewhere
got
else.
some I bought like
It was
Morgan,
like
I
a bakery
got
place,
you
right?
something at a bakery, but I don't remember what it was.
I think
brownie?
you got
It was a brownie.
coffee
Okay.
and
Both
like
got brownies,
brownie
yeah.
or something. Or you got a cookie as well, didn't you?
Roy did,
And
yeah.
I also got a cookie. Yeah. A pre-breakfast cookie. You know how it is. And then we went to the international. No,
Federal.
the federal. Yeah, there it is. What'd you
Oh,
guys
is
think
that the name of the
place?
place we went?
Yeah, that was the breakfast place.
Oh,
we
I
went.
see. I don't even
we were
remember
at
it.
a point where I was just so starving, I would have eaten anything. But it actually turned out good. We had like the French, the waffles, and
Oh yeah,
they were good. It
they
was
were
fine.
excellent.
It was
I'm,
a,
like,
a
creeping on
small
the menus.
place,
Here we
and it
go.
was kind of busy. But like, I was so hungry at that point. It was like 1 p.m. and I was just like, "Give me food or give me death." So
And then like Morgan got toast, and then like they never brought it. And then by the time they were gonna bring it, she was like, "You know what? It's fine. Well, I don't need
Yeah,
it."
'cause I mean,
I was just like,
I wasn't feeling all that great that day, so I just got the toast and then didn't bring it. I was like, yeah, it's fine. I can
Yeah,
eat later.
well, the Federal's a restaurant. We weren't like in the big house, you know.
"Yeah,
Like,
no,
it's like
that's not code for like the prison or something." That's like,
These brunch cocktails look amazing. A blackbird shot.
Hey, Verdant, how are you? Yeah, I've seen Verdant around before. A bunch of times actually, and Ash is chatting here.
Melly Googler
I just wanted to feel
extraordinaire.
like I was there,
truly.
so I'm just googling to get. The
No,
whole
I love
picture.
it. I love it.
And there's good news for people who wanted to go but can't go, but we'll save that for the end. And it might not even be actual good news. I might be preemptively telling you all this.
yeah. So don't get your hopes up, is what he's saying.
Yeah. The So
So then, what
was
happened
next?
after we left that breakfast place?
Then we went mini golfing.
Oh right,
Yes.
no, it wasn't mini
And this-
golfing. It was mini golfing.
Yes,
Mini
and this
golf,
is where we met up with MK as well.
Oh yeah,
at this
because
mini golf
the
place.
first day we were supposed to meet up with MK, he totally like ditched us and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna hang out with my other friends." You're getting called out.
and to be fair, I think MK was justified.
All these people flew in from
You
different
got
parts of
Korean
the world.
barbecue.
Well, I'm gonna hang out with my friends who live in Toronto. I'm like, what?
Yeah, so this mini golf place was really cool.
on.
So I had looked it up online, and I had seen that it was a lot of like geeky and nerdy and pop culture themed golf holes, and so I thought it would be really fun. So we went, and while we were waiting for everyone to assemble, we had a few beers and just hung out. They had like a bar / like restaurant there, and then we started mini golfing. What we didn't realize that this was not just mini golf; this was mini golf. This
It
was
was-
the
it was like
these were the
actual
tiniest
golf.
mini golf courses you've ever
when
seen.
we say mini golf, because you know how like mini golf, it's like it's not
It's
like
a couple shots to get to
Yeah,
the hole.
it's still
right?
like a decent portion of like
that's
the
kind of
land.
big,
It's-
right?
This was all in one corner, like one room.
Yeah.
It was like some of them were like the size of a desk.
Yeah,
Yeah, you either got it in one hole.
What
or you
is
took
this? A
20
mini golf for
strokes to make it.
ants?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the place, if you want to look it up, is called Party Putt Mini Golf Mel. And
Yeah.
the thing is that
Yeah,
the
so
photos didn't show how small it was until we got
we
there.
were sitting at the bar, and then like we looked over and saw the holes. And we're like,
Party
okay,
putt.
maybe these are like
We thought they were, like,
representations
displays,
of like the
like,
holes
old
in the
displays.
back or something.
Yes,
And
yes.
then we saw people actually playing on
Yeah.
them. We're like, okay.
It literally looked like the toy version of the actual holes. You're like, this is like the demonstration.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
concept. This is concept art.
Concept art
the-
out front, and the real holes must be in the back. But no. But now the thing is, though, is
Was
it
not.
sounds like we probably didn't have a good time. We had a
It was
great
hilarious.
time.
Yeah, it was
It was
great.
And we were still garbage, even though we had to putt approximately 3 feet each time.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was very difficult. I struggled.
I was the only
immensely.
one here in this group to get a hole in one on the first hole, and then it went downhill from there. Like,
Yeah, so the victor of mini putt was MK, and I was in second, and Trev was in third. I think you were, Trev.
no, I was like hella low. I was like right before.
Oh,
Rory.
okay, never mind then.
I think
Never
I
mind
might have
then.
been
Oh, ouch.
somebody else.
And Rory was last.
Oh,
so,
it was
like,
John, yeah,
I
it was
the-
John.
I was second to last, and then Rory.
And so I don't know if you guys saw the photo. Is there a way that we could share the photo? with the chat?
Yeah. Hold on. I can bring it up on the web browser, and then.
So when we were finished, I asked the lady that was there. I was like, "Hi, could you take our photo?" And she was like, "Sure." At like which one of the kind of holes would you like to get your photo at? And I was like, "Which one do you recommend?" And she, of course, picked
Rory's
the
probably not
best
going to enjoy this one, but yeah.
backdrop.
This is-
And
this lady's recommendations were all bad.
oh no, they were all good,
Oh.
all good, all good.
I actually, I wish I should have made a suggestion to her and said like, so if somebody wants to like, if they're in like a party and somebody wants to do like a photo, like they do that photo, like the one that we're about to show, but whoever gets the lowest score has to be the one.
Okay,
Where
so
Rory
this is the photo.
Yeah.
And there's Rory right here. What's I don't know who this is supposed to be. I don't know. It's supposed to be
It's
like
supposed to
George
be
Costanza.
George
George
Costanza.
Costanza.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is
I died.
This is
I
MK.
died
This
when
is
I saw
John.
that photo.
Yeah, it was. The mini golf turned out to be a great time. Tiff, what happened after the mini golf?
So after the mini
Are you okay, Tiff?
yeah, I just know where this is going.
Oh God, I forgot. You know what? I forgot where this was going, and now I'm excited.
Wait, really? You just wanted me to narrate.
Yeah. You're the
Okay.
you're the official recap person.
Okay, I got it. So after the mini golf, we parted ways with MK. Oh, and we forgot to shout out MK's beautiful girlfriend, who he amazingly met on LinkedIn, which is
That's
the cutest
true.
love story I've ever heard in my life.
So all you
agree.
people trying to get relationships out here on Twitch, you need to hit up LinkedIn. Is
Yeah,
the
no.
moral of the story.
Hold on. The
Okay,
alright,
look, just
Twitch-
because it worked for you guys, that means it's over. Now LinkedIn is the new one.
Right, you're saying the odds now are less likely on Twitch.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So we all went to the mall to grab some dinner at the food court, and so John drove us there. And this was actually when we listened to the amazing hit single from our girl Robin Sparkles. Let's go to the mall. And so we listened to that as we drove to the mall. And we went into the mall and did a little browse around. We had a little bite to eat before we headed out to our next spot, which was supposed to be, what was the name of it?
It was the Storm Crow.
Stormcrow
Yeah.
Manor.
Yeah.
So this was another geek-themed restaurant/bar, and John actually called ahead and tried to make reservations, and they said, "Sorry, we don't take reservations. You know, it might be a little bit of a wait," but we were like, "That's okay. We don't care about waiting. Like, we could just have a drink or we could just hang out. Like, it's totally fine." So we go back to the hotel, and
We know.
we go back to the hotel and we come out, and Trev decided to not even wear a coat because he was that confident we were not going to be outside. Just remember this for where
Well,
the
no,
story
I was
ends.
sitting there. I was like,
it's also
it
worth
feels
noting-
refreshing. I was like, I'm not gonna wear this coat.
Tiff.
I'll be fine.
Tiff, your outfit was really cool, but you could hardly call what you had a winter coat.
Well, I mean, it was more than Trev had, but yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, but I wasn't like sitting there
because
freezing.
that also comes up again later in the story.
Yes, you hang on. This story is just beginning, folks. So we head to the place, and while we are going there, John decides to share with me a substance that is legal in Canada and not legal in most of the United States. And you know what I'm getting at. And so it is in the shape of a yummy little gummy bear. And I decide that I may as well just eat it now, you know, get the party started. So we arrive at the bar, and John goes, "So Tiff, you're only going to want to take half of that." I looked at him. I was like, "I've already eaten the whole thing." So this is where the story begins. So that's fine. Everybody was fine, and we put our names on this list. It turns out they actually did take reservations, and through a plot twist, they got booked up, and we didn't get a reservation. Anyway, point is, we were put on the waiting list, and they were going to text us, let us know when our table was
They
ready.
said it could be 15 minutes to an hour and a half.
45. Yeah, and they're
Whereas Gorg, he's probably a few gummy bears into the evening.
Okay, so quick point. When I first landed, I was walking around downtown Toronto at like 11 because I was trying to find a place that was open at 11. This random Canadian fellow comes up to me and says, "Hey, do you want to smoke with us?" And it's like him and like his like friend. I don't know if they were friends or like just people who smoke together, but whatever. And I was just like, "No, I'm good." And then like I walked away. I was like, "Was that Gory? Like, did he just randomly find me out of nowhere?" Because he came up straight to me, not anybody else. And I was just like, "How does Gory know where I am?"
Welcome to Canada. The
Yep.
Carry on, Tiff.
Yeah, so as Morgan said, they said we asked for a time estimate, and they said it could be 15 minutes, it could be an hour. So, you know, like, it wasn't like a huge wait, and we figured hopefully it would be on the shorter side than the other. So we went outside, and we have these contraptions that are called heat lamps. I don't know, Melly, do you know what a heat lamp is?
Yes.
You
I am
do?
familiar
Okay.
With
Okay.
the heat lamp.
Okay, I didn't know if you needed them in Florida. That makes sense.
We need them like one night a year.
Right. So for those of you who are not aware, it's literally exactly as it sounds. It's a large pole, and it emits heat. And you put it outside, so when it's chilly, you can still hang out outside because you're getting some heat from this heat lamp.
Yeah, it's
So
also
we
a
go-
lamp.
Yes, it also produces light.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And so we go outside, and it's not super cold. It's probably like 5 degrees Celsius, and it's like there's no wind, so like it's not too bad. And we sit outside. We all have our coats on, and we're just hanging out. And anyway, 15 minutes turns into 30 minutes, turns into an hour. And at this point, my gummy bear is really kicking in. And so they're all sitting there completely sober, and I am not sober in the slightest. And I am also starting to get pneumonia due to the temperature. So I am underneath the heating lamp trying to do some dance moves to keep myself warm, while the rest of them sit stony-faced at this picnic table just watching me. And I'm like, dancing. And then I almost made a creepy friend, but that's an aside.
Oh yes, yeah. He was a.
Oh, that guy.
That dude was weird. Like,
he ended up leaving with his girlfriend too.
we don't know if it was his
So
girlfriend. It
Just
could
so you
have
know,
been just a
I would
friend.
have danced. I would have danced with you had I been there.
Well,
just so you know, too.
I
Yes.
should say that eventually that's where the story goes.
Well,
because we all
no,
stood
okay,
next
so
to the heat lamp.
I was dancing in the parking lot before we went out, and then, well, I wasn't dancing, I was just showing Rory dances that, like, I didn't know
Yeah.
made it out to the island.
Yeah, Trev was catching me up on all the latest and most important pop culture.
And then it
Um,
turns out Rory knows the cat daddy, and I was just like, oh.
Hell yeah.
And then his hot take is the cat daddy is better than Dougie, right?
Yeah, true story.
I remember this.
Tweet it out. Tweet
There
it
you
to
go.
your friends or whatever. the fuck.
Yeah, that what Eric said about California is how it is in Florida. We pull out the heat lamps when it's 65 degrees Fahrenheit. So.
Okay.
65.
Oh, please, that guy's everywhere, isn't he? Though, that guy's he's just out there. No matter where
Yep.
you go, they got that guy.
That guy.
It was so interesting too, guys, because like he came out, he was like staring at Tiff and then staring up at this heat lamp. Like I think I only saw the white of his eyes at one point.
Yeah, he was
And then-
just gazing
He was just-
into the
it was
flame.
interesting.
He looked like the human moth, like, honestly. Like, he was just, like, amazed by, like, the heat or, like, the light. He was just like,
He goes to go back into the building. There's steps. Like it's like an old looking kind of building. And he goes up the steps, and the first one he goes on, he goes up the step and has like he's like this. He stops. Just dead stops. Like seems like he's going to like fall into the steps, and then he just casually walks back up like nothing happened. It was very interesting.
So eventually, we all go and we join Tiff up next to the heat lamps. Tiff puts on my coat backwards. Like I gave Tiff
I
my
think
coat.
we have a photo of this as well.
And
Yeah,
I think we
there's
have
a photo
of
on the
that.
Discord.
And Tiff put it on backwards. I don't know why, but you know what? She can do what she wants with the coat. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you told me it would be warmer that.
Someone did, maybe, but it was not me. I do not. I would not support putting on a coat backwards. I'm sorry. I wouldn't throw my endorsement.
Okay.
on that.
Well, yeah. So at this point, we've been outside for probably going on an hour and a half. MK has joined us at this point. I can't feel some extremities. I'm high as a kite, and
Yeah, true story.
I'm so cold, and I'm starting to get cranky. So I'm like dancing to try to stay warm. The people inside probably think there's something wrong with me. I'm wearing multiple layers of clothing in not even the correct way.
Oh, and a scarf. She had a scarf on too.
Yes, and large gloves. And so anyway, at this point, I'm like, guys, like I can't do this anymore. Let's go to McDonald's.
Oh, 'cause that was one of the things that kept. She just kept
Well-
going on about like she was like, "I'm so hungry. I am
And-
so hungry."
That didn't work because what actually happened is we wanted to go to A&W, so we walked one direction to go to A&W, and it was like it
was, like,
wasn't.
half
We got
gas
it to the
station.
A&W,
Yeah,
and it was like half a gas
7-Eleven.
station.
There
There
was
was
one
one
small table, but it was like a bar type table, and there was 2 seats. And
Yeah,
And some, like,
And-
old dude was chilling out
Yeah,
there,
there's
and
like
we
some
were
250-year-old dude thrown back A&W at this table, and we were like, well, we can't all fit
And
next to
Ian,
this
I
dude.
stumbling with my backwards coat and my big mittens, like, give me.
So-
Place
So
of
we had-
Tiff's ancestors.
we had to walk in like an equidistant path in the opposite direction, and it was real cold. But we made it through. We finally made it to McDonald's.
What
Right.
can I say? My conventions only serve the best food at the fanciest restaurants.
And I really enjoyed the McDonald's.
Best gummy
actually.
bears.
It was great.
And then so finally after McDonald's, I think John we wanted to go to a bar, this specific bar, and then that was the
that
busiest
black and
place
white
on Earth.
one, right?
That was also
Oh my god, the
busiest place on Earth.
lineup was like down the block just to
It
get
was.
into the
Oh
place.
my god.
Yeah,
And
like,
we had already been freezing for like 2 hours.
Oh
So-
yeah, by the way, when we were in the McDonald's, it was 2 hours and 15 minutes by then that we were waiting, and then they called us.
Yeah, they were like,
"We have
"Oh,
a
do you guys
table."
still want that
Has
table?" And we're like,
anybody
"What the
here ever
fuck?"
waited more than 2 hours for a table at a restaurant? Like that was the longest
Yeah.
I had ever waited.
I wouldn't have minded, but they said like we don't take. Hey, Muffin.
It's
Hey, she's on the couch. Yeah.
Hi, come here. Let's say hi.
Oh.
Hi, everybody.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Hi. What are you up to? Where were you? So we mentioned earlier that Morgan was a sweetheart and made me and Trev blankets. And the one that she made, Muffin absolutely loves. It's like Muffin's new favorite blanket. She's on it constantly. So
It's
say
really
thank you.
warm. It's a really warm
You want
blanket.
to go? Okay.
Glad you guys like them.
I love all the muffins in the chat right now.
They, that's like one of the best emotes on the platform, by the way.
Shut up, Morgan.
Morgan did it. She's amazingly talented.
For a second, I thought they said, "Shut up, Morgan." I was like, "What?" And I was like, "No, that's shout out." I was like, "Got it."
Shut up, Morgan. Let me shout you out. Go on.
So we ended up going to a pub that was like across the street from the hotel, the Imperial. And the Imperial had an American flag on it as well as some other flags. I'm like, why is a place called the Imperial have the American flag? Like, I don't know my history too well, but I'm pretty sure that's wrong.
Also, it's not like we're talking bad about like Stormcrow Manor or anything, because like we definitely want to go back. Just next time,
Oh.
and if anybody
Yeah, we're
else
gonna call
wants
like
to
a
go,
week in advance to make a reservation.
yeah.
'cause they're
Anybody
like,
else wants to
"Oh."
go, like the night that you guys think you're gonna go, just make sure to make a reservation, because it was a cool place. Like they had like
Yeah, it
Halloween
was.
decorations out there. There was music playing. It was a very cool
They
area.
had a bunch of tentacles out and like skeletons.
Melly,
know?
you were so
Yeah.
amazing
Like-
with this googling.
Me and Morgan are planning on going back to Toronto. Well, we're going to be there actually a couple times next year, probably, and that's definitely on our list of places that we want to stop by. Trinsic's making his reservation now; he's got it.
Hey, and they have vegan options too.
Yeah, most of the
Ooh.
places that we went to, I noticed had vegan options, so that's
They're-
always nice.
Pretty good about that in like Toronto. I think like there's a pretty there's like a good enough vegan scene.
I've heard Toronto and London both have an amazing vegan scene. So
London, you mean London where I am? Like my
your
London?
London.
Yeah,
Well,
my
there's
London
gummy
does
bears
have a good
vegan.
vegan scene actually. That's
Hey,
true.
maybe you should go or something.
We're the gummy bears
Oh,
vegan. I'm not
Melly.
sure. I'll have to check.
Melly, come to London, please.
I would
Morgan,
love
I'll
to
get
come
Morgan
to
to come at
London.
the same time.
Get Morgan to come.
The
He's gonna trick Morgan into coming.
The slightly smaller London.
Yes.
Whenever I talk about London, I said that to my assistant manager one time, and he just goes, "London, Ontario." I'm like, "Yeah, London." He goes, "Ontario."
yeah,
Every
know.
time.
I remember
Gotta
when
take
you
the
told
coolness out
people
of
you
it.
were like, "Yeah, Rory's going to be living a lot closer," and they were like, "Oh, where?" Like London. They're like, "That's not closer."
Yep.
They no, please, not correct. Not correct. Close. You're closer than you know, probably, but not correct. They,
Probably, Meerkat. The answer to your question is probably.
Yeah. Actually, that is probably.
You
it.
also
And
took
we had-
another picture of like the nerd one or live.
Oh
Nerds
yeah,
or
send
something.
nerds. Or no, yeah, it was live nerds, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it looked like a sign that you'd see at like a strip club, but it said live nerds. And I posted it on my Instagram story, and Melly responded and was like, you know what? I'm going to go find the exact message because I feel like it's worth reading out. I feel like it's worth reading
Go,
out. So
quote
just-
it.
She says, "Wait, is this a sexy gamer cafe?"
I had literally just talked to Ash on stream about sexy cafes, so I had it in my mind.
So I said, "Ha,
Oh my
not
God.
sexy, just gamer." She said, "LOL, okay, I just learned about sexy cafes yesterday, which apparently is a real thing, so I was just checking."
I just learned about sexy cafes yesterday.
So-
That's a
so
good
Melly was
quote.
keeping
God, my
tabs
face
on
is
us
red
from-
right now.
from Florida. She was keeping tabs on it.
Yeah. Melly was. I remember that Melly was like following the stories as they unfolded.
I was.
And then so like that was like the last like official event planned for Tallaracon because Trev was leaving like a hella early at like 8 in the morning, but Trev didn't know about Canada and flying in Canada, which is that they just do weird shit here. Trev, please tell the story of the time you tried to leave.
Well,
Canada.
okay, so first of all though, so like just to say this too. So Rory and I were like getting ready. And we were like, oh, let's text Tiff really quick and tell her that we're gonna be down like in a few minutes and we'll meet her because we were gonna meet at Tim Hortons. And she goes, okay, well we're like I'm downstairs there's like this little cafe like breakfast place in the hotel that we were staying in, and she goes, Trev's here with me, and both of us just look at each other and
we were like, what? I think we
Trev's
got ready
there.
10 times faster just to get down there faster to find out what the fuck happened.
Yeah, so the day I was supposed to leave, I got up at 6 because my flight was at like 8:15 or something, and then, or I think it was earlier just because I had to walk down to the train station and then ride that all the way to the airport. So periodically throughout the previous day, I would try checking in. I asked Roy to use his phone multiple times, and it wouldn't let me check in for whatever reason. I guess. So shout out Air Canada, you guys suck. If you guys ever plan on flying to Canada, don't use Air Canada.
Air Canada gets called out on stream. Walmart Canada gets called out on stream. What's next?
Wait, why did
I was just
Walmart
about to
Canada
call
get called
them
out?
to, sponsor the podcast.
So Walmart Canada got called out by like somebody from Bethesda at E3 this year or last year about Rage 2.
Because they leave.
Yeah, only reason why anybody knew about Rage 2 is because Walmart Canada put a listing for it.
Yeah. Literally.
Nobody
Like-
knew about Rage 2. It was supposed to be a big surprise, and
Right.
they were like, "Yeah, shout
Fucking
out Walmart Canada."
Walmart Canada, fucking up out here.
Oh man.
Yeah, so what happened with Air Canada, Trev? Explain
So
your hate.
I get to the airport, and then I go explain, because I tried using the kiosk that they have at every airport to check in. Kept telling me it's past check-in time, you can't check in. So I was like, well, I'm here hella early, let's see if they can do something for me. I go up, talk to some people who work there, or at least I thought they worked there. They had the uniform, so I assumed they worked there. Talked to them, explained my situation. They're like, oh, okay, if you need to check in, you have to go down to aisle 2. That's where they handle check-ins. And I was like, okay, so I'm at aisle 11, and this airport is fucking massive.
It's huge, yeah.
Like, I'm 6'3". It takes me 15 to 20 minutes to walk from aisle 11 to aisle 2. Get to aisle 2. I explain my situation again. They're like, oh, okay, we can help you with that. Where are you going? And I was like, San Diego. And they're like, oh, this is domestic flights. If you need international flights, that's on aisle 11. So then I look at them, I'm just like, motherfucker, I was just at aisle 11. And they told me down at aisle 2. So then I walk 15, 20 minutes back that way. At this point, wasting 40 minutes. Get back there. Then I asked somebody else who wasn't the first people I asked, because those people didn't clearly know anything about the airport they worked at. They told me, oh yeah, it's down there at the end. Just go wait in that line. I was like, okay. So I waited another like 20 minutes. At this point, an hour has gone by. By the time I get up and get helped, I'm telling this person, okay, I wasn't able to check in, yada, yada, yada. I need to check in. And they're like, okay, when's your flight? I was like, 8:15. I look, and it's like an hour before the flight. And they're like, okay, we can't check you in. Like, it's too soon. Because I was under the impression that I'd be able to check in. And I forgot that it's an international flight, so I'd have to go through customs and all this other bullshit I don't have to do on like a domestic flight. So then they tell me, oh yeah, we can't do anything for you right now. Like, if the flight was leaving any later, we may be able to do something for you. And I was like, well, shit. So then I was like, where can I buy tickets? Because they were telling me, oh, this is the only direct flight. We can't, like, there's no other flight we can get you on. At that point, I was like, fuck it. I'm not going to be happy about it, but I'll just buy another ticket. I grab a number for, like, this, because apparently it's like the DMV at the airport. You take a number and they call you up, and it's just like, oh, okay, I will help you at this time. And I was like, why am I sitting here waiting to be helped to buying a ticket when I have a fucking phone and internet? So I go on Air Canada's website, which is mistake number 1. Because on their website, when I looked for another flight from San Diego, or from Canada to San Diego, they were trying to charge me $2,000
Whoa.
for a flight that day. And I saw that and like fear gripped my like core. And I was like, I don't have this kind of fucking money.
And just as a side note, remember that all of us were still asleep, so Trev had like no one to kind of SOS
I was like,
call.
and I was
like,
sitting there,
help.
I was
I
just
felt
like,
so bad too because like we got down there to the little cafe when he was sitting at Muffin, and he was just like, oh, so you guys didn't get to see the my breakdown on Discord. We were like, we haven't been on Discord.
yeah, there were like different time points of me like freaking out and then like breaking down and then like regaining a little control and then like all right, I guess I'm headed back.
Yeah, I only got like Tiff's text being like Trev is here, so we were so clueless about what had happened.
So then I
And
said,
we
you know
went
what?
down.
It's probably just Air Canada. I was like, fuck Air Canada. Check on Travelocity. Travelocity has flights. It's not direct, keep in mind, but it's a flight that day, and it's like I have to wait like an hour and something in a layover for like $250. I was like, done deal. Don't care. I was like, I'm leaving later, but fine, as long as I leave today, and like, so then it's not thrown off when I go on customs, and they're like, well, it said that you were here for 4 days. Why were you here for 5 days? And like, then they find the illegal money I had, and then like, I got sent to jail. I didn't want any of that shit to
What
happen.
would you do?
So then I start making my way back to the hotel, and
Which is a long distance.
Yes,
I wanna
it's
say,
a
if you've never
long
been
fucking
to Pearson
distance,
Airport.
like-
It's like in another city, basically.
Are you saying
It is actually in another city. It technically like it's not
Morgan, I
in
appreciate it.
Toronto. You have to take like a train that takes like 20 minutes to get to the airport.
so then I take the train back, and this is where like everything just went out of control. 'Cause, like that's all this money I had to spend more to get back to where I was originally at. So then I took the train back, walked the hell of far distance from the train to the like hotel, and because I already checked out, I was like, well, shit, now I have to sit in the fucking lobby until someone's awake.
Yeah,
Sat in the
literally.
lobby for like an hour,
And then
like
Tiff
like
was
20
the first
minutes.
one up.
And then someone, Tiff finally was like, what the hell
MVP.
happened? And I was like, well, I'm in the lobby. It's like, whenever you guys come down, I'll be here. And
Yeah,
Tiff
so
finally
then
came down and
I
was like,
came down.
"What's up?"
I got ready quickly to get down there, and poor Trev was just sitting in the lobby with like all of his things, like kind of looking like a lost puppy. And then I was like, "This is like my con. Like I feel kind of responsible for this." So I'm like, hurrying over, like Trev. So then we go to Tim Hortons and get a tea to soothe our pain. And no, that was the morning before, wasn't it? Because we were gonna go to Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
But then we decided to have breakfast in this little cafe area instead, because my flight was at like lunchtime, so I didn't have much time. But Rory's flight wasn't until like later that evening, so I
My
knew
flight
that
was
he
at
could.
7.
Yeah, so I knew that you could like be around to be with Trev
Yeah.
that afternoon.
Yeah, and Morgan wasn't leaving till like 2:30.
I wasn't leaving
think
till
was Morgan's
2:15.
bus. And so me and Trev and Morgan went to the mall again,
Yes.
and just like hung out there in the mall like food court
Mhm.
for like a few hours, actually, like a fair length of time. Then we went up with Morgan for her bus to leave.
Which took
It was
forever
really
because
sad.
like all these buses kept pulling in, and they're like, "Is this the bus?" It's like, "No." "Is this the bus?" "No." "Is this
Yeah,
the
right.
bus?"
And then so finally got on my bus, and then I was like, I can't remember how like many miles it was. I know it was 20 kilometers out, and all of a sudden the bus stops, and they're just like, "Hey guys, the bus is leaking coolant. We're gonna get you another bus." They're like, "It's gonna be
Oh my goodness.
15 to 20 minutes until another bus is here," and then it took an hour.
Canada really doesn't want you to fucking leave. Let me tell you.
This is the thing, too. This was really interesting too because I got an email from the Greyhound, and they were like, "Hey, like your bus has been changed," and I was like, "Oh shit! I hope it didn't get canceled or something." And so I called because that's all it said. It said, "Call this number," and I was like, "Oh God Almighty!" So I called them. And they're like, "Yeah, your bus got changed from 2:45 to 2:15," and I was like, "That's it? You guys couldn't have told me that?" And then this was hilarious. So they changed it from 2:45 to 2:15. And then we ended up still like not leaving until an hour, like basically an hour and a half later.
Yeah,
was
that's wild.
oh my god.
Blease makes a great point. Why does a bus need coolant in Canada in November? I mean, I don't know much about cars, but seems legit to me.
Traveling is wild. And so
My
it's-
bus doesn't look cool. Tony, I also think Rory would actually love to have a day where like we just go to Toronto or something. That'd be fun.
that'd be a blast. And so I Tony, I'm 100% down for that. Yeah, you should come up to Canada, hang out with us. It'd be
He was there
a great
actually a
time.
week before we were.
He was there a week before
Nice.
we were. Yeah, which was real sad. In terms of the timing. Oh wait. We might be able to time that actually, Tony. Tony, like, talk to me and Morgan about that because we might have.
Well,
some good
I was
timing on
there
something
2
like
hours
that.
before our flight.
And so Morgan got on her bus. It was very sad. And me and Trev hung out for the rest of the day. So we walked down to the train station and we got a train out to Pearson Airport, which is like you leave downtown Toronto and immediately you look around. You're like, oh, there's nothing outside of Toronto.
Yes.
Like
We
Toronto
passed
is
by.
like Ontario.
Remember all those neighborhoods we passed by? Where it's like, Jesus, like it goes from like being really nice, just like really run down and like shitty because there was like graffiti everywhere. It looked like all these houses were like torn down and
Like
they're,
the
like,
thing
the
about
slums
like
and,
Canada,
like-
Canada is a really large landmass, and there's only 30 million people in the whole or like 35 million people in the whole country. So like it's really like not dense, right? So like there's these like long stretches of like bullshit in between all the cities, and like that's what London is like too.
Oh my gosh.
Stretches of bullshit.
And so, oh Pepe. And so me and Trev like went to the airport and like hung out at the airport for a little while. Went to Tim Hortons. The whole Canada, by the way, is just going to Tim Hortons.
oh yeah.
I think Trev went to Tim Hortons every single day he was in Canada. Is that correct?
Yes. For any of you Canadians in the chat, I know Madame Meerkat is originally Canadian. I had you guys' Timbits. Wasn't impressed. Be honest.
Okay. I need to.
Oh.
explain something that I
He got like 5 of them though. Come on.
So okay, yes, true. That's a
No,
good
and then I
point.
tried one because Tiff gave me one. I
The,
had
so-
2 different flavors.
You have to realize
That is
Wasn't
right,
impressed.
Verdict.
the only donut holes, as you call them in Freedom Land, that we have are the Timbits. So to us, the whole concept of the donut hole and the Timbit are one thing. So to us, donut holes are amazing. They just happen to all be Timbits. But in America, you've got like hella choices.
And diabetes
We have,
capital,
we,
yes,
have,
we
we
have
call them
18 different chains.
munchkins from like Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and so like to us, like they're really special, and to Trev was like, this is just like a mediocre donut hole.
Yeah, I was impressed.
Like, come on, people land. Like,
I get it. It was like hella cheap, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then, so funny story. The first time I went to Tim Hortons, I tried paying with the fake money, or the fake money, and the lady like looked at it and was like, what is this? And I was like, it's currency. And she was like, no, I don't know what that is. And thank God I had like actual loonies on me because I went to a 7-Eleven the night before, and then I gave them the notes, and the guy was like, oh yeah, we take them. And I just think he knew what they were. So then he gave me the loonies, and I was like, okay, I'll just use this. And then they gave me coins back, and I was very confused because in America we get like dollar bills back, but like you guys use dollar coins, and I was just like, what the fuck is this? I was like, oh right, you guys use coins.
and you didn't you order a weird ass number of Timbits?
I know, I just got 5.
Maybe she just gave you the bad Timbits because she thought you were like some weird person with these fingerless gloves and crazy amounts of money.
Okay, can I just say something? Can I say something in defense of Trev? Okay, all right. Look, I gotta come to Trev's aid here, okay? Because Trev posted that picture of the money, and everyone started talking shit about his fingerless gloves. I had left my fingerless gloves at home, and I was like, "Oh boy, I'm glad I didn't bring those." Like,
You're wearing them? That's amazing.
No, I just have them in this cabinet right here. So it's fun.
the,
Very
like
easy.
I was like, "Wow, it's a good thing I didn't roll in with those." The people out here are hard on our fashion. Damn.
Yeah, like
The
the whole point of
expectations,
the
you know?
picture was to show off the money I had, and everyone's like, "Oh, look, fingerless gloves." I'm like, "No, that's not the point of this picture. The point of this picture is to see how old this money is."
They and so yeah, that was like our final day at Tallaracon. It was like that was a strange day. Like everything that could have gone wrong that day went wrong.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I mean, everything was fine for me, but yeah, it sucks for you guys.
Yeah.
And I was generally okay because like my flight flight was delayed, but not by much.
Notice how the only two people who had problems traveling were the two people who weren't from Canada.
Yeah, literally.
Is this some sort of espionage in country
It's
bullshit
like
that's like
Yeah.
we know you're
Yeah.
not Canadian, we're not gonna help you, and like we're gonna see that you.
Well, they
stay
know
here
we
as
don't
long as
wanna leave.
possible.
Yeah,
know,
we
they
don't
would- they-
we don't want to go nowhere.
Yeah, they know we're good. And so yeah, there was like a delay on my flight, but yeah, it was all right because I just chilled in the airport and like texted Morgan and whatnot, and that always makes the time fly.
MK said his $10 bus was fine. See?
Yeah, but you're a Canadian.
It was so all in all, I think Tallaracon was actually a huge success.
I think so as well. It was just I had so much fun and we made so many good memories and we did some cool things. But B, it was just so cool to finally meet some of you guys for the very first time ever. Like it felt like I knew you. Like I do know you, of course. We talk like every single day, Trev and Morgan. But like to actually finally meet you guys was awesome, and I was just so glad that we could arrange something so that all these friendships we've made, like they finally all met in one place, and it was really cool. So the moral of the story is we got to get Melly up next time because we missed her dearly. We talked about you multiple times throughout the weekend, Mel.
So, like,
I
that
would
was
love to. Pepe wants me to go too.
Pepe is
that
invited.
was Tallaracon 2019, Tallaracon 2020, guys.
We should have had like badges for this or
So
something.
I don't
I would love
So
that.
here's the thing. I want to make this offer to people, and I won't make it on behalf of Tallaracon because the Tallaracon chief organizer is here, the chair of the board of directors. And so, like, here's the thing. Morgan is coming to Newfoundland next August, and we're gonna hang out there for like a couple weeks. If during that time we wanted to do a weekend event, and if Tiff wanted to be there, Tiff already being in Newfoundland, wanted to call that Tallaracon, then that's like 100% cool.
That can be
But
like a
if
1.5.
Tiff doesn't want to do that,
If she doesn't want to do it like fully, that can be like a 1.5.
we can do TalkToCon if Tiff doesn't want to do Tallaracon. Right? And
We
like,
still gotta do SugarCon.
that's a good idea. The,
So
We already did- we already-
Hang out in
little
Florida.
time.
Come down in Florida.
We already
So-
did Spinicon, so.
if anyone wants to come, like honestly, like if anyone wants to come to Newfoundland during that time, there's like a hotel like down the street from where me and Morgan are staying. So like, feel more than free. Taco Puss Con?
What are these names?
Taco Postcon.
So, at various points in time when we were walking down like streets and like because it's fall in Toronto when we went.
Oh, this was hilarious.
Yes. I was like walking around the street and I was looking at the floor and I kept kicking all these leaves up and I was like,
Did you just call it the floor?
yeah. Well, I was like walking around on the street and I was just like, why are there so many fucking leaves? I was like, what is this
Trev
bullshit?
Trev never leaves his house.
He angrily said, "Why are there so many fucking
And then
leaves?" And like kicked
Yeah, and like
them.
kicked them all up and I was like, what is this bullshit? I was like,
Apparently in San Diego, there's only one specific area that actually
there's
has
like a
trees.
specific area for trees that like we don't deal with fucking leaves and shit all over like everywhere else.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. There was a lot of culture shock moments for Trev, and it was really funny. Starting with the money, heading into the trees, taking a loop at Tim Hortons.
Oh, wait, didn't you
ending with
say that
cold.
the flight information was given all in French?
Oh yeah,
No,
so
actually, so apparently he said that.
no, it was given in English and in French, but like I missed it in English because I was like listening to music and like they said something earlier about it, but I didn't like I wasn't paying attention. And then like when I finally went like that because I saw the guy stand up to start doing it, I was like, oh, okay. And then they started saying it in French, and I was like, I guess I'll die if like we crashed because I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah,
Trev
so
heard
that's
a lot
the
of
thing
French in Canada too. When he was
Yeah,
there.
all official
Yeah, that was, like,
communications.
a
so like
big
if you're on an
culture shock.
airplane, it has to be in French and in English.
One of the things that I noticed the first time that I went to London when I was on the train, because I had an issue when I went the first time because I was supposed to take 2 trains. What it ended up being to go there, what it ended up being was I guess something was weird with the train tracks, and so I had to take a bus to where I needed to, and then I was able to take my train after. And it was very interesting because like I would hear like every once in a while, like every 5 or so minutes, they would say like they would have some kind of update with like the train is going to be delayed, this train is going to be here soon, and you know, like stuff like that. And they would always do it in English, and then right after every time they would do it in French, and I thought it was very interesting.
So I remember the first night I was there when I landed, I had my first experience with like someone who didn't speak English at all, because I forgot that like the national language of Canada is like it's English and French. So I went up to like ask somebody how to get down to the. So I kept calling the place we were staying at the Bon like Palace. And
Palace.
Then, like, they're like Bon Place, and I was like, yeah, that one.
Bond Palace.
No, but like I asked the first lady, and like she looked at me like she was like, what are you saying? And then she went up and like brought me with her to like someone else explain some shit in French, and then like they're like, okay, what's your question? And I was like, oh right. I was like, you guys I didn't say you people, but I was like, you guys speak French up here.
Oh god.
If you really want to show that you're an American, go to another country and go, right, you people speak.
Yeah.
I just said I didn't say you people. I was like, all right, you guys speak French up here.
Yeah, so I mean, all in all, I thought the weekend was great. I had a ton of fun, and I'm so glad you guys made the trip up. Hopefully, you guys had as
I
much
was
fun
so
as I did.
excited about it.
Oh, it was so much fun. Yeah. Yeah, everything about it was really good. The area, like downtown Toronto, highly recommend. Like if you go to Toronto, stay as close to downtown as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Because everything is within walking distance.
Yeah, everything was so compact, but at the same time, it just like everything is there, you know? Like we said, like it was so nice just staying at that one hotel, and then literally down the street was a gigantic mall. Like it was awesome. I had never been to a place
they
that
like
big
struggled
before.
to get through the revolving door. Like we were like walking out, and they're just like they
Had
didn't
to
know when
bring
the
that
time to
up.
walk in, and I was like, what are you guys doing? Just like walking.
Yeah, Toronto is one of my favorite
He was
cities.
shouting at me.
So like for anyone who hasn't been to Toronto, it's like your big city. It's like it's the same, almost like, you know, the same size as like an LA or a New York or a Chicago, but it's a lot more chill. Everyone is just more chill and everybody's more friendly. So it's just like a more relaxed New York, and I love Toronto. I think it's a great city.
Also, if you're in
yeah, it was
Canada and
wonderful.
you're in Toronto, also go to Ottawa. Ottawa is beautiful and it's amazing, and it's one of the best cities in the planet, and you should go.
There you go.
I feel like the only thing that was like the downside was like we didn't have. It felt like we didn't have like there wasn't enough hours in the day to do like everything we were trying to
Yeah.
do. Because like whenever we were doing stuff, like it would always be like we'd sit there and look and be like, oh shit, like it's already this time. We gotta go do this, and then by the time we went to do that, it's like, oh shit, it's already this time.
Yeah, that was the only thing. Maybe next time we'll add on an extra day, but
Hey,
The,
Tallaracon
uh,
2020. Be
Tallaracon 2020 Newfoundland version. Well, me and Rory can bring you back to our stomping grounds. Show you the
You've
ropes.
got
I can't wait to go to rope walk and like
Yep.
see what's going on.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
sketchy Chinese restaurant. That
Yeah.
turned out to be very nice.
Yes.
Yes,
Sketchy
I will
Chinese.
definitely. Yeah, I was. Yeah, especially like if it's like me and Trevor were talking. There's like a hotel like really close to like my house. So like I was just like, hey, we'll just get in the car and we'll drive to like all the great, sketchy Chinese restaurants and all the great sketchy bowling alleys.
Didn't you say that the Chinese restaurant place was like they had to like take your card information down so like because they didn't have machines or whatever? And I
Yeah.
was like, I
Yeah,
thought
do
that
you
was
remember
really
that
scary.
they didn't have credit card machines, so they had this like weird stamp thing, and I was
Yeah,
like,
so
what the
what
fuck?
they did was
Like-
they put your card like under a piece of carbon paper and then stamped it in, so they had like the imprint of your card, and then they would call the bank later and like charge it over the phone. Like it was the most ancient system I've ever seen in my life.
Tony, there's a couple. I want to say there's actually a chain because I think there's like 3 of those actually, at least.
Meerkat,
Um,
that sounds like a great idea.
Bleeze remembers the credit card machine. The
Of course,
no, I'm not kidding. He said, he
Oh
just
my
said it himself.
god. Oh, okay. I thought you were making an
At
old
least-
joke
at least
again.
for
Yeah,
once,
but
he's
no,
here
he
when we
said
say
he
it.
mentioned it.
Because every
Please
time
has
we've
no
had this
idea.
cast, so this is episode 11. We've shouted out Bleeze 11 different times.
And I want to
For
say,
being
in the entirety of the time that Please remember, Pepperidge Farm remembers, in the entirety of the time that I had known Bleeze, and we played Borderlands together and all of that, and had our many conversations that we've had, I never ever did what everyone else did and made a joke about how Bleeze is old until this podcast started. Right?
And they're all these episodes are highlighted, so all you gotta do is rewatch them, and then you'll find out that exact point in time where Rory turned to the dark side and started making fun of Bleeze being old.
Travis gonna make a super cut of all of the Bleeze references.
Look, I would look at it this way though, please. If they're talking about you every single stream, I think that means that they like you.
The real guest is Bleeze every time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's with
We
special
always
guest
work it in the
Bleeze.
conversation.
We should add that to the current guest command every time. It's like, and also,
and
you
random
know,
shout
as
out to
usual.
Bleeze.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we do like you, Bleeze. We love Bleeze around here.
we do. And please, I'll give a shout out to your hometown. London is a beautiful city, and I had a great time when I hung out with you there in August. I love meeting people from Twitch. Mel, you're next on my list. You and Pepe, I'm coming.
You and Pep.
We're ready.
Just make up the couch for
ready.
me. I'll crash. I'll bring muffins.
Telling you, sugar.
So I like Bleeze, but not necessarily the game he worked on.
Oh, the
Trevor will never let that go.
yeah, me and Bleeze will be probably hanging out in January with John.
All
And
right,
that will
because he's
also be
making
a
his
good
way
time.
out to Toronto as well.
So that's like a spin-off. That's not Tallaracon, but we're doing our own spin-off episode, which is like like some of the characters that like weren't the starring roles, but like we were kind of part of the action. We like do our own thing, right? We'll be the Frasier of the Tallaracon broader lore.
I know, I love it.
Isn't she so cute?
She's a baby. I was very excited about that fabric too. I was like, I saw that and I'm like, this is gonna be.
Yeah,
was-
so it's full of cat faces. You can't really see it, and the cat faces look a lot like Muffin. So it's great.
Yeah, it was like I was part of the like I was like talking to Morgan on the phone when she was working on that like every night. And I was really excited to see them. And when she laid them out for you guys, that was my first time seeing them too, and they were excellent.
Oh, you did such a good job on the Morgan.
I'm glad you guys like them.
Yeah. See you and John in January. Yeah, that's gonna be brilliant.
Well, please, just a small side note. John might have some gummy bears that you might like.
And just now you know not to take the whole thing, just half.
No, yeah, that's the
I was-
problem. Like,
I was
why are
fine.
they gummy bears? Like gummy bears, just you look at it, you're like, well, one gummy bear, that's not even a full serving size.
Exactly.
Because they OD it with like
They OD it.
I know how to explain it. They put way more kilograms in it than they do normally.
Are they veggie? Yeah. No, they're very plant based. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good.
Roy, that was good. Oh god, that was good.
So like I think it's safe to say, Tiff, though, that if we do end up like I know Morgan at least will be coming to Newfoundland, but like if we get some more people coming to Newfoundland, that Toronto has not prepared them.
Oh my
No.
god, no. For one,
Well, no, for one, we're not doing it in
will
the middle of
be-
the fucking winter.
For one,
Yeah,
it's
it
not
will be
in the
warmer.
winter,
But you don't understand. Like, yeah, Newfoundland is completely different than
What,
the
does it
rest
get
of
dark at
Canada.
like 2 in the afternoon? Like, what are you trying to tell me?
Wild stuff happens on that island that never makes it off the island.
Yeah, true story. Yeah.
I just want to see the jelly bean houses real bad.
Yeah. the
Yes.
one- The can I let me link a picture really quick actually. So back in St. John's where I'm from and where Tiff is almost from, we have these really colorful houses in the downtown area and they're often colloquially called jelly bean houses. And so I'm going to link a picture here. This is like a picture of downtown St. John.
That is so
Yeah,
picturesque.
Yeah, so
It's
I literally worked downtown this summer, and this like literally could have been taken from my office window. You look out, and this is exactly what it looks like. Like that's not a over.
Was this the same place that
dramatization.
had the playground on the like roof?
Yes, I used to send you snaps
Which
of
was,
the
like,
guy
the
who had
most
a
dangerous thing
playpen on his
ever.
roof.
Because it's like
Yeah.
what you're swinging and like you just fly off and it's like, well, you just eat it off the building.
Same area.
Like,
Yeah,
You die.
I saw a lot of fun shit out the window at my work this summer.
Here's a picture of like the other side, so you can actually like see the ocean. Yeah, it's very pretty. Yeah, it's a really really beautiful city. Honestly, most of it. And
Oh,
like,
there's
that's
even
one
an
of the-
iceberg in the Narrows, Rory. Good
yeah,
selection.
exactly.
that kind of
They,
looks like downtown San Francisco.
What is this virus? Hello, Ash. How are you?
Hi,
But I mean, downtown San Francisco is not that like colorful, but like they have like houses that look like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
so
that's-
Yeah, it does
The-
remind me of San Fran.
The white building in that picture that Rory posted, that's where I work actually.
So for those, I've been lurking, but in silence, and getting wrecked in Overwatch. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope your luck turns around. For those of you who were, so me and Trev and Trinsic streamed Soul Calibur 6 earlier this evening.
Well, I streamed theirs on it, but yeah, we
we were
playing,
part of the adventure, but Trev was the star, and it was a really good. We had a really good time playing, and one of the things I mentioned on that stream was that like, and Tiff can certainly attest to this, having been there many times. We have a street called George Street back home, which has the like the most bars per capita of any street in North America, I believe. It's either the most or the second most. And there's also lots of great pubs and restaurants there where you can just have like really good food. I love you guys. We love you too, Ash.
We love you, Ash.
So that'll be part of the. I think Tiff, it's safe to say that there'll be a Tallaracon 2 night on George Street if we do.
I would more say multiple nights, but yes, absolutely.
I remember like when you guys first talked about it, you were like, "Wait, hold on, did you plan this for New or like the street
George
fair or
Street
whatever?" Yeah, George
Yeah,
Street
yeah.
Fair, and Tim was just like being coy about it. Like, it's totally what you planned.
Mm.
Oh my god, George Street is the best. Like, it's my favorite part about going home. It has something for everyone. It has like really nice like casual bars where people play live music. They have like nice kind of like pubs where you go in and like eat and watch the games. They have like dance clubs. They have like places where you'd go for like rock shows. They have like rave bars. They have strip clubs. They have like pool halls. Like everything you want is like within this one street. It's just the best.
There are also, I should warn, there are a lot of things you don't want on George Street.
Oh, one would be the street meat.
Yeah, and
Hey, my imagination ran wild when you said street meat, and like
Street
you need to
meat?
explain this so then I have an idea of what it is. So
There's
it's not like I'm
literally
thinking-
carts on the street that
Oh,
sell
okay,
hot
alright.
dogs.
I thought you were
The,
talking about like a hobo would come up and like offer you.
Well,
street
you don't
meat or
want that
something.
either, but
No.
yeah.
no, the random people offer you a hug on George Street. Don't do it. The
I mean, I
That
generally
sounds
don't
like a
physical
good way to
contact,
Is this
Yeah,
where we
but
get
fine.
donaires? Is this where we get donaires?
and yeah, Tiff, they don't have donaires in America, or
I'm
for
gonna
that
be
matter, in any
unimpressed
West.
with this as well.
Yeah, no, Donair started in Halifax. They're an East Coast
Yeah.
thing.
And they're so good. Yes. Oh my god. Now, Melly, you won't like them at all. But the
I googled. There's vegan versions of it.
are there really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I gotta look into that. Tiff, this is unrelated to Tallaracon. Weren't we gonna have some food? And I don't remember what food it was. Oh, Big Bite Pita. Okay, never mind. The
Yeah, so when I was home, this is a total side note. I'm literally just
Yeah.
talking to Rory here. But when I was home 2 weeks ago, I was in Mount Pearl and I was driving. I was like, what is that? And it was Big Bite Pita. That bitch is a chain.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, I feel like I should at least mention we used to have this place called Big Bite Pizza. All right, and there
Okay,
was
yeah,
two
yeah.
of them.
I know the story. Yeah.
And so, anyway, so one of them closed down and I don't want to tell you the reason it closed.
Oh my God, Mel! They have a website.
I didn't know they
I
were on
got
the
you,
internet.
girl. I got you.
You're the MVP of this.
So Donair,
Wow.
Meerkat, Donair is a pizza variant, and the meat is very important, and the Donair sauce is very important for like the taste of the Donair. It's really special. It's beautiful. Donair sauce is also what we use.
It's
in
similar
Newfoundland
though,
for,
Walt.
we use it for like dipping sauce as well for garlic fingers. We use Donair sauce a lot of the time. And so so anyway, so there was this place, Big Bite Pizza, which was open when I was a kid, right? And one of them closed down, and we weren't allowed to go near there because it turned out that particular location was a very bad place for kids.
Take what you will from that.
Yeah, really though. And but then there was this other one that was always open, and then one day it closed and became another pizza chain, right? Which was very good pizza and all that. And then down the ways, like literally down the street, I noticed there was this place. It said Big Bite Pizza, and I was like, "Yo, they opened another one." And then I looked closer, and it said Big Bite Pita. I'm like, why did you you changed only a couple letters, but you changed cultures completely, right? Whole nother thing.
They needed
And
to save
so-
money on the 2 extra letters from.
Yeah,
Pita.
exactly. So, and I thought there was just that one, and it was an anomaly. But Tiff told me, because Tiff it was back home like a couple weeks ago, that there's like multiple of them. It's a chain. So me and Tiff, that's on our Christmas like restaurant list. It's
Yep.
sketchy Chinese restaurant and that.
Big Bite Pita, and then getting drunk on Tibbs Eve is our plans.
Oh, I forgot. We're doing Tibbs Eve this year, aren't we?
Are you coming? With me and my friends have a big party every year. So
You
you're
told me, yeah. You were like, you should come to my our Tibbs Eve thing.
What is
And-
Tibbs?
This-
Eve?
Oh, wait,
Is that
yeah.
like
Can
a
you please
place?
explain
Oh,
Tibbs
This
Eve?
is the thing that Rory
Tiff.
explained to me the other day.
Yeah, Tiff, go ahead. Fire away with these.
Yeah, so Tibbs Eve is the night before Christmas Eve. So it's December 23rd.
Oh, okay.
So it's like Christmas Eve.
I call that Christmas Adam.
There you go. Everyone's got their name. And so in Newfoundland, the way to celebrate is by getting shit-faced. So every
Okay.
December 23rd,
Isn't
you
that
and your
what?
friends
Isn't
get
that
Tibbs
what
Eve?
New Year's
Tibbs
Eve is
Eve?
for?
Mm-hmm.
Tibbsy
And-
Eve.
So
Yeah.
well, Newfoundland has a lot of holidays based around that. That's also what we have a thing called Victoria Day, which celebrates the life of Queen Victoria. And as my old professor put it, it's a holiday Newfoundlanders celebrate by going out into the woods and drinking beer, which is probably not a thing Queen Victoria ever did. But nonetheless,
That was that one guy that like smashed the beer can across his face.
is
Like,
the guy
and
who,
then,
like,
maybe
Like,
maybe
drank
that's
it
what they
and
were
then, like,
celebrating.
probably
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
Here, I'm linking that video because it's an important part of Newfoundland culture and history. And it's only 17 seconds long. It's well worth a watch.
It's a great video. It's like
It's a great fucking video.
MK, me and Rory should go mummering this year, hey?
the fuck is
IRL stream me and Rory mummering and subsequently getting arrested.
Yeah, that's
Is mummering
yeah, that's,
illegal?
Probably nowadays, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. The
Now what is
And yes, everyone, please watch this video. It's only 17 seconds, and it sums up what we do for Victoria Day every
yeah,
year.
literally, yeah. And it's even got Newfoundland accent, which is
Yeah, and it's got a tree, it's got a tent, it's everything. It's everything you need.
He's got
Tiff,
plaid,
I-
right?
I was convinced I was gonna kill you with laughter when I did my like.
Oh, Rory, it was so good.
Oh,
so
in
yeah.
the
So we
car
have a
with
lot of.
Lon?
Yeah, exactly. We have a lot of. I'm sorry, but did he punch the can open? Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yes,
One of
Tony,
Meerkat's
yes, he
favorite
did.
Videos. I showed this with Meerkat ages ago, and he loves it. So in Newfoundland, like it's a big enough place that we have different types of accents. And do you think I should go explaining this because it means something very different in America? And I don't know if people are going to unsubscribe immediately upon hearing me say the word, but
You're going with
Are
this.
you gonna do the accent?
no, I'm going to talk about yeah. So we need to
Just
to-
hit it. Just go.
to understand the different accents, you need to understand what a skeet is in Newfoundland terms, right? It does not mean what it means in America. I promise you. It's a man, right? Like it's like a person who meets.
There
Certain...
can be girl skeets.
Oh, there can be girl skeets, and I've known a few.
2019. There can be.
That's a good point.
And so in Newfoundland, what it means is it's like it's almost like you're like what you guys think a scumbag is. You know how you have like scumbag memes and stuff like that? It's kind of like that, but in a very particular sort of
No,
way.
please, no.
Like, Tiff, what would you say the difference is between like a
So-
skeet and a scumbag?
I actually have a really good image that I'd like to share with the group.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Share
this-
with the class now.
this will sum up what a skeet is.
If this is me with a cigar and a snapback, I'm gonna be so upset.
Where would I find that photo? Because that's great. No, please go to that link,
Photoshop.
and that should sum it up.
Yeah, that's literally it. Well done, Tiff. Good.
You're welcome.
great.
Face tat, a smoke, a ridiculous gold chain, an optional hand tat, gang signs, but no idea what they really mean. Potentially a gun, a can of Black Horse in the background with an Echo shirt,
Or a Fox
And they
Racing
hang it-
shirt. That works
yeah.
just as well.
and white sunglasses. Sometimes those are also optional.
Yeah.
They
and
have definitely been pregnant or have impregnated a girl by the age of 15,
100%.
and they like to hang out outside the Avalon Mall food court.
You guys
America
still
has a
wear
friend
Echo
like
in
this.
Canada? Dude, Tony, let me tell you, Canada's like 15 years behind everybody else. And because
You know how
of
many people
where-
I saw
They don't
wearing
have
plaids?
Redbox. They don't have Redbox.
No, we don't.
No.
And because of, I didn't even know what that was when Melly told me. I was really surprised, like, because it sounds kind of intuitive when I hear people like, "Oh no, it's great for this." I'm like, "Oh, we should probably have that." So, Chavs in the UK. It's actually really similar to that. Yeah, and there's a name.
Yeah.
For Russians have a name for the Russian equivalent, but I don't remember what it is. And so because of like the places skeets are often from, they have a very particular kind of accent. And me and Tiff, I'll tell the full story if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Because it has like a side story. Me and
Oh,
Tiff
it's good.
saw one in Toronto when we were driving, and I looked out the window. I said, "Hey, buddy, welcome. We got toe jams, why?" And which is
It's so on point, you don't even know. Oh my god.
and probably no one knows what that means.
I need subtitles.
Where the quote comes from is there were these back like around the time I was in junior high. There were these kids at the high school, like one of the local high schools, and they were sitting down with like a school map, right? And this school was like quite a large school, and it had a lot of really large scale areas. It had so many that it had a full gym and a full auditorium for like concerts and such. But like, you know, back in those days, like most high schools, they just had like, if they had an auditorium that was, it just effectively functioned as a gym. They just had one or the other.
Yeah,
And-
we had that in like my elementary school. That's what our auditorium and our gym.
Mine too. Yeah. And so it looked kind of odd, like, because to Newfoundland kids, like auditorium just means gym. So like they looked at the map and there was gym and there was auditorium, and one of them looks at the other and says, "Hey, buddy, how come we got two gyms? Why?" And the other guy looked at me. He said, "I don't know, boys. One smoking and one non-smoking." Like not a word of a lie. Like that's what he thought they were for. Fucking high school gym, smoking in the gym.
It's too good for words, honestly.
That sounds like Newfoundland. Yeah, really. Oh, it was so good.
So yeah, moral of the story is me and Rory come from a very interesting place, and we'd like for you to visit us.
Yeah, we'll visit.
I'm
We'll have
excited.
we'll have some sessions in like my hometown, and we'll have some sessions in Tiff's hometown.
I don't know if there's much to see in Paradise.
That's kind of the point, though. They have a beautiful beach called Topsail Beach, and you can go in the night and you can watch people buy drugs. And
I don't know. This is an environment we all want to fly out for.
I mean, we could bring them to like No Frills. That's a Paradise staple.
oh shit, no frills. Yeah, that's where it's at, really.
Sounds like we're going to like the
like,
central of like some like drug like kingpin or something.
No Frills is like a D tier grocery store.
D
like-
tier.
It's
Like
it's
if I wanted to go there, a place like that, I would just go to Compton. Like why would I?
You
why
have
would I
to
fly-
pay to use a shopping cart at No Frills.
Why?
That's what it's like at a store that we have. You have to put a quarter in the shopping cart, and then when you're done, in order to get your quarter back, you have to put the cart back.
That's exactly what
Then
No
it
Frills
pops out.
is like. Yeah.
Sounds like the most ghetto.
So my
place
mom
ever.
always gets so mad. She goes, God damn it, I got a frills, but I don't got a quarter for the cart. It's just.
Oh God.
First
I
world
think it
problems.
was supposed to deter people. It's so funny to me because
like the
it's like
homeless people who steal carts.
it was supposed to deter people from just taking the carts because like there are people that just take carts. Like I've had people come into my store with just a cart. They'll just walk in with a cart. I'm like, this isn't the kind of place that you bring carts into. But it's supposed to deter people from stealing the carts because and this is so funny to me because it's just a quarter, you know. But people would rather get their quarter back. Like that's the thing. They're like, I need my quarter.
Exactly.
It matters that much? Jesus.
Walt asked if either Tiff or I relate to Letterkenny, which is a show set in Canada, and I think I can answer that by saying one of the guys I went to high school was actually on Letterkenny.
Oh.
So
Yeah, so it takes place in Northern Ontario, which is a different geographical area than me and Roy are from. So there's obviously some differences. Like there's a lot of like farm-centric characters and jokes, and we don't do any sort of farming on the East Coast. But in general, just like the way of life and the different like archetypes that they have for different characters, it is like definitely relatable, and it's hilarious. Especially the hockey stereotypes; they're so funny.
Oh yeah, and they have the Ontario accent, so it's a little more like the stereotypical Canadian accent that you like see on, like, television and stuff.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised about that too, Meerkat. But I for sure know that at least where I'm from, it was so that people could get their quarterback. But that was usually the big thing because you actually had to put it back and like connect it to where you needed to, and then the quarter would spit back out.
May I remind you of PEI, the giant potato?
I love that so much. We got so off topic. This turned into just like a Canada stream.
Where's Dildo in relation to like where you guys are?
We can go there.
Dildo's about an hour away. We can go there.
Okay.
It's an hour's drive. We can definitely.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say dildo?
Yeah.
Do you know about this, Melly?
There is a
Jimmy
city
Kimmel
called
is the
Dildo,
mayor.
and Jimmy Kimmel is the honorary mayor.
Yeah, like we actually have. That even has a
I
mascot,
didn't know
Captain
that.
Dildo. I'm not kidding.
He only has one eye.
Okay, I'm googling this now.
He only has one eye. How have I never noticed that?
Right. It's
Wait.
It's a joke.
What was that tree you showed me? Rory, when you took us on that tour of the mall,
I don't know. I thought he got injured in a seafaring accident. I don't know.
What was that? Remember that tree you showed us? That's like really like.
The happy tree.
Yeah, because it
tree.
wasn't happy. It looked really creepy.
The happiest tree is the creepiest fucking thing, and it's this thing we put up in the mall, and like kids are supposed to like it. No, what? Like anyone who looks at it would be scared. Like, hold up. I'm gonna get a picture.
And this is in Newfoundland, right?
Yeah. This is in Newfoundland. Yeah, this is in.
Oh God.
I'm so hardcore being reminded of like that night that we stayed up until like 6 a.m. just talking about Newfoundland.
I'm sad I missed that.
Here you go.
Man.
This is the happy tree.
Oh my God, that's terrifying.
That would deter people so fast.
What?
That tree looks like
Ears are
it
made
just.
out of.
So you go to the mall and he's there and he talks to children as they walk
Oh, he
by.
talks.
He's like,
So
"Oh,
it's
little
not
girl."
just
How do you
that.
know that you're not high
Here's
if you
another
see
one.
that?
That tree is literally off those gummies that John. showed up.
Rory, I love that side angle. Where did you get that? So
What is
you
this?
see the large green box next to the tree. A person hides inside that box and talks. Like that's what controls the tree.
No.
So you're in the mall and you walk by and the tree will be like, "Hello, little girl," and then
Do we
like
have a
look over.
video?
That would scare the
Video?
living shit out of anybody.
Oh, he talks. His mouth moves.
I need a video of this.
The only thing to make it nightmare fuel is if it ran and like chased people
did.
down.
I mean, Tony says, "Does he say kill me to the kids who walk?"
That would be my response if like.
Roy, that first image is just iconic. With the
Honestly,
fucking
like especially in the first image, like he literally looks like he has seen the death of his family. Just here now.
Why did they make his eyes so big? What?
Could they have at least made him look like he's smiling?
We need to take a picture from where that was taken, the other side, and I'll like Photoshop a bunch of like dead and happy trees on the floor, and
No.
then it'll finally.
Roy,
make
when we
sense.
go home for Christmas, let's go to the mall and get our picture with the happy tree.
Can we also get our
I need
picture
a
with Santa?
video. I need a video of it.
Yes.
Oh my
You
god.
don't not have that little talking tree at school? No. Did you wait, Madam Meerkat? Did you have a tree like that at your school? If so, that must have been the scariest thing ever.
Like, are you guys talking about those tiny little plushy things where like they have happy faces and they sing like "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree" or something?
Or do
like...
you mean like a smaller version of that freak, like of a tree?
I made
He
the,
says that
I made
tree
the
is my
mistake of
favorite
zooming.
animal.
Death.
I made the mistake of zooming in on the tree.
Yeah, no, you don't want to do that.
Sacrifice
Zoom
me
in
to
on
the
it.
tree.
Oh my god!
Just do it really fast, and it's like clicking back and forth.
Oh my god!
Like literally, like we need to get the mouth moving and make it really good. That'd be a great reaction gif, actually.
It would.
No, you know what?
Yeah.
Here, you know
Great.
what you do?
New emote idea.
No,
Oh my God.
even
I
better.
was just about to steal that, Melly. Don't you dare!
Even better.
That was gonna be Talk-To O.
Even better. Guys,
That's perfect.
even better. For the month of December and only the month of December, change all your alerts to just that and having it talk.
That's the scare
Oh
alert.
my god,
Oh,
Trev, I
Christmas scare
actually
alert.
want to do it.
Yeah, that's actually brilliant.
Please.
It's not a fade in type 1 2. It just appears.
Yeah, it's just
No
like I'm
fade,
thinking
yeah.
like full screen. Like it just takes over the screen and it's just that face and then it disappears.
I want
That's
audio.
genius.
I want audio of it. I
Yeah,
want
so
an
get a
audio
recording of it saying like "Hello, kid" or something, but like you make it and then like I can send it to me and I'll distort it to make it sound like kind of demonish, and then like it'll.
It already
pop up
does.
Oh, okay.
No editing necessary.
No,
Yeah, it's not like a recording studio. It's like a dude in a box.
it's a dude in a box.
Wait, it's a live dude that does the talking?
Correct.
Yeah, it's a.
Somebody-
It's a
Okay.
They pay someone to sit in a box
I
and
wanna
look out
talk
and
to that
pretend to
guy.
be the tree.
Can we get him on the podcast?
probably
tell us your life as someone who is, you know, this giant tree that scares the shit out of children.
You know what?
What is
Tiff
that
will
like?
relate to this. Tiff, you know what the most Newfoundland thing I've ever seen recently was? Was some dude robbed a bank, right? And like I don't know if you remember this, Tiff. It happened at that mall. It was like a
Oh,
few
yeah.
months ago. So this guy robbed a bank, right? But like Newfoundland has not caught up to the rest of the world. So like the security footage looks like it was filmed on a camera from one of the very first cameras where you had to stay still for like an hour for it to correctly take the picture. And like it's like the most blurry photo you've ever seen. And me and my friends had a fun
It's
game.
so good.
Just throwing up pictures of our friends and being like, it could be him. 'Cause, like it could be this because it looks like anybody. Like
So it was like on the news. It was like, you know, the local police have released these images of the local bank robber, and if you can identify them, please contact. And then they showed the picture, and it's literally like a blob.
Was it like
Yeah,
a
like-
Minecraft
It went
picture?
viral. It was like no
Right
one
now.
could know who that
Like,
was.
tell us if you see this man. It's just a crudely drawn pencil shape.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here's the photo that they released.
Oh my god.
Like,
Oh my
fucking
Wow.
Snapchat filter
It's not even.
or an Instagram filter. That's what
Why?
that
How
is.
did you find that? Yeah, so it's like, have you seen this man?
From a nearby Game Boy camera.
Tony, that is so good.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure the DSi had a better camera than that.
I think Madam dated that man. Yes, I think I've seen him. Oh my god. Fuck, my insides actually hurt from all this laughing.
So are
right
you
now.
saying that the camera security system is still like this?
That was literally a few months ago. Like this
Okay,
wasn't like,
so what you're saying is that you can rob any store in that mall, and if they get a camera picture of you, you don't have to worry about it because it could be anybody in the world.
Good job, got free.
and like there's a store in that. I since we're on the topic, I gotta bring up the X store, Tiff. I'm really sorry.
Oh, great.
It's this fucking store, and Tiff, I think
you
you can
explain
safely
this.
say that you can buy everything there, and none of it is things you wanted. Like every item you can think of that you never gave a shit about, is like you can buy it there.
Are we
Right.
going to talk about the back of the store as well? Where they just have a bunch of penis-shaped memorabilia?
Yeah, you can get like a Led Zeppelin shirt.
Morgan was just looking and she turned back. Like, did I hear penis? You can get everything from Peppa Pig stuffed animals to penis-shaped, like, glasses to bongs to Super Mario t-shirts to, like, gum. Like, they have everything.
Gum?
Yeah, it's in the Avalon Mall, and there's no like this store has no elevator pitch. It's like, how do they even rent the place? Like, what are you gonna sell? And it's like a little bit
Assless
of
boxers.
the best of everything.
Literally
The X store,
everything.
the best place to find gallons of milk and fleshlight.
It's yeah,
thing to
literally
find.
Literally.
it's like going to a store in fucking Skyrim and they just sell everything. And you're like, why do you have healing potions and cheese? Like,
Oh man.
So what you're saying is that if you ever got stranded in the mall and you had to choose one store, that's the store to choose because they have everything.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, once the apocalypse comes, something in the X store is going to be the current.
I was gonna say it sounds like
Pepe!
central to the zombie apocalypse.
Oh,
We have a special guest.
Pepe wasn't as loud today as he normally
Hi, little
was.
buddy.
Yeah.
Pepe's
hola.
chilling today.
Say hola.
Hola.
Hey, Pepe. Aww. We've had a lot of special guests today. We got to see Muffin and Lillian and now Pepe.
Yeah, it's been great.
Now,
Me and
So I could buy a coupon for
me and Roy need to get a pet rock so then we can just like have it on. And
Well,
get a
actually, my
bunch of,
roommate's planning on getting a cat in January, and I'm planning on getting a cat in April. So
Tony.
probably have a
Tony, are
couple
you
cats running
serious?
around pretty soon.
Oh my god, Tony, are you serious?
you haven't,
And
Oh,
just-
no.
are you making the Discord
Oh my
out
God.
the happy tree?
What is it? What is it?
Is it the happy tree or is it gonna be
John,
John?
Oh, did he change it already?
John, you missed so much stuff.
So much
John.
stuff.
We already recapped everything. Happy tree friends. Wait, does the tree have friends?
No, he means actual happy friends series that we're gonna hate.
Oh my god, I see his.
Oh
he
my
changed the
god,
photo.
Tony, I love it. That is iconic. So good.
For the holiday season.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Can't wait to never look at Tony's profile again.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Honestly, Happy Tree needs to be trending.
I
Yeah.
don't think anybody else needs to see that. I think that the people who walk around that mall have already been like terrorized for life. I don't think anyone else needs to be seeing that.
He needs merch.
We should
It's a
start.
merch.
Okay, so you
I
guys
would
should
wear a
start.
shirt with
Trademark.
You guys should
Tiff?
start selling shirts with his face on.
ugly Christmas like sweater.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tiff, this is
Oh
a great
my
idea.
God.
No, I have a trademark. We should get on.
And
this
then
right
on the
now.
back of it, have your Twitch channel
this
with
is
like a
shit.
number.
Tiff, this is our key to
It's-
like me
it's
not
like-
being a scientist and you not being a lawyer.
It's
We
like
can-
those
Yeah, we just get
esports,
rich off the happy tree.
It's like those esports jerseys, like except with Happy Tree on it, and then they'll say their like Twitch channel and then like have a number or something.
Oh, I just saw a local news article. The happy tree woke up 7 days ago.
Oh,
Wait, what?
It arose from hibernation.
Did he actually? Fuck,
He
he's back.
arose from the dead.
Yeah, the headline is festive notes fill the air as crowds gather to help wake the happy tree.
Why would
How does one
crowds
wake-
gather for this?
How does
event?
one wake the tree? Is there like a special?
Do they sing a
ritual?
song or like
Yeah, probably.
the blood sacrifice was successful? All right, we got Bleeze out here and sacrificing people for this tree.
My god.
So this is like, guys, like, you know, like when we started out, you know, I was a little worried, like the pitch for Newfoundland. I was like, oh, I don't know how many people will be able to get out to Newfoundland. Now I think pretty much everybody wants.
Yes,
Right?
please. I want this so bad.
So much lore. And,
Well, you
like,
get to go anyways, Morgan.
Oh my god, Meerkat. I imagine that he's stored in a dusty attic and he speaks sweet nothings to those who wander by.
Oh my God. Do you remember me? I am the happy tree.
So I know Rory knows this quest because it's in Skyrim, but I'm sure you guys will remember it once I describe it. There's that quest for the Whispering Door to get the Daedric artifact. And I feel like the tree is just like the perfect example of that. Like if you like walk by it, it's just like, I am the happy tree.
There's literally a quest in Fallout 3 with a sentient tree.
Why?
And that's really sad.
Is it
Okay,
called the happy tree?
Somebody needs to like mod the happy.
Yeah,
happy
somebody needs to make a mod. Okay, so we have Wen on next week, right? And she's a mod enthusiast.
Yeah.
I don't know if she makes mods, but she needs to find somebody who will make a mod that will make all the trees either in Skyrim or Fallout happy trees.
The happy tree. That's a good idea.
Can you imagine?
I just want to quickly plug. Yeah, Harold. That's right. That's the tree's name in Fallout. I just want to quickly plug, by the way, our next podcast. It may seem a little weird to advertise a podcast on the same podcast, but that's kind of how we do it.
But we
here.
do what we want on this podcast.
Next week, we're going to have Monochromantic, Twitch streamer. She goes by Monochromantic. Her name's Win. I found her channel like a number of months ago, and I really have enjoyed my time there. And I asked her if she wanted to be on the podcast, and she said yes. And she's wonderful. Please tune in. I promise. And it'll be next Wednesday. Next Wednesday at 9:30 Eastern.
Meerkat can do that. All right, perfect.
Oh,
Meerkat, I'm
excellent.
gonna need you to start working on that immediately.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do a full 3D model of the happy tree.
The eyes are the most important part to get right.
The eyes are really. The lips are
Eyes.
also
And
pretty
the mouth.
vital.
Yeah, you just have to get that decent face structure, and then you'll be good. And if you could, maybe like animate it so they can like talk.
As you walk
Yeah.
by.
3D render.
I need someone to do a 3D render of the happy tree.
So Tiff, I know after Tallaracon, you went home for a little bit, and then you came back, and then you've been playing. Well, recently, as of yesterday, it was Fable, and then the past couple of days, you've been obsessively playing Spyro, trying to become the next speedrunner for Spyro.
Correct. Yeah, so we've been starting playing 2 new games on my channel. We've been doing the Spyro Reignited trilogy, which is the remastering of the original Spyro trilogy for the PS1. And we've also started playing the Fable. They did a remaster of the Fable game that came up for the original Xbox. So we've been really doing some throwbacks on my channel lately, and I've just been absolutely obsessed with it because it's just the best nostalgia trip ever. Especially Spyro. I'm just like, I just don't ever want to stop playing. I just love it. So that's kind of what's going on my channel right now. We're starting some new games, and they're total throwbacks. And of course, we are still doing our Borderlands 3 run through with Rory and Morgan and Tater. I think we are approaching the end of that, but that's still going on Mondays. Which is kind of fun. And I'm going to plug myself now since I have the opportunity. But my 3-year anniversary stream is coming up super soon. I've got some really fun ideas coming up. I haven't really announced it yet, but stay tuned. And
When
we've
is
got
that?
some fun stuff coming up.
Ooh.
So it's actually, my 3-year anniversary is actually next weekend. But next weekend I have my final trial for one of my courses, so I can't do it next weekend. So it's going to be the weekend after that, which is like the 6th, 7th, 8th, I think. So
I
I'll
could watch that together.
there you go.
Literally.
So yeah, I'll give you guys some more details,
I
but
think
that
that's
is
a great idea.
it's going to be exciting.
I do want to say, yeah, you guys.
And then after Borderlands, we can potentially do Division 2 and, try to give a shit about the story and, not die 8 million times like we used to in the first one.
Meerkat, I will definitely. I want to
Exactly.
say, that one of the things, Tiff. Honestly, you guys got to go follow Tiff. One of the things I'm most excited for about finishing my courses is being able to watch your stream again, because like I cannot do it while I'm doing courses, and like I used to be there for every stream, and like I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what your schedule is anymore. What's your schedule? When do you stream?
So I stream Sunday, Monday, and Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
And Sundays is dependent on whatever time the Patriots are playing. So it's either in the afternoon or in the evening, depending on what time they're playing. Mondays, it's Monday evening. Well, because you're usually with us around 6:30 Eastern. And then Wednesdays, I either do it in the afternoon or I've started doing it at night after my night class. So that kind of depends, but it is Sunday, Monday, Wednesday right now.
Okay, yeah.
And
See,
there'll be,
that's
like,
what killed me was
sprinkles of,
Wednesday afternoons. I have a class.
Yeah.
But pretty soon I won't, and I'm very excited to stop having a class.
How soon does that
Yeah.
end?
So I finished classes for this term on the second or something, the fourth. Sorry. But I finished classes forever, and I'm never doing another one after April.
Oh, okay.
That's like my next term is like my last term, and I have 2 courses next term, and then I'm done forever. Thank God. I'm 27. This needs to stop.
I feel that, Rory. I'm so excited to be done.
Meerkat, we kind of are winding down in general because Tiff is an hour ahead of us.
Yes,
in
and then
time,
she has
and-
obligations in the morning at some point.
Yeah, exactly. It's the middle of the.
Yeah, it is 12:30.
But Tiff has things, so like.
And we've pretty much recapped everything we needed to recap, and then we talked about all these different things about Newfoundland. Like, you all got to see the Happy Tree.
Yep.
Heard about the what was that store? The X store or something?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we
all these
we
great
learned
selling
everything about
points
Newfoundland.
for
Please, by the
going
way,
to
I won't be
Newfoundland.
Dr. Rory then. I'll just be closer to being Dr. Rory. I'll be a full-time researcher for 3 years until I'm Dr. Rory. Unless like some industry job offers me a ton of money and I leave and decide to start like living in a better apartment.
Or your Twitch career takes off with the introduction to Happy Tree, and that's how.
It seems like any minute now it will just take off. Become
This is a genius idea. I have to.
Work is much less work than school is the truest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Mhm.
Like, because work understands that when work is over, you have a life. School is like
Yes.
something you're kind of doing all the time, even when you're not doing it. It's like
Yeah.
you're not
Really,
doing
it
school
is.
right now, but you do have a test. It's like
Exactly, because it's like, oh yeah, you're not in class right now, but you have to study for a test, you have to study for a quiz, you have a paper to write, you have a project to do. So yeah, it's just like you're constantly always thinking about that. Hi, AJ.
AJ, welcome
You
to
do have a
the end of the
founder.
stream. Why does AJ's timing, I think, with his job always ends him up?
It really
I
is.
thought he
Yeah.
doesn't work Fridays and Saturdays, so I don't know why he's rolling hella late. But AJ, this is what the sub badges normally look like, and you'd enjoy them.
Oh yeah, Trev did the sub badges, by the way, and they're really awesome. So if you want an awesome sub badge next to your name, that's how you get it, by subscribing.
That was a great sellout moment. All right, so yeah, go ahead.
So we'll be back again with this podcast. Tiff, thank you so much for
yes.
coming by and recapping Tallaracon. Thank you so much for having Tallaracon. And
And once again, everybody.
And then staying up
time I
this
met
late.
and then staying up super late. Thank you, Muffin, for coming by and
Muffin.
being cute as usual.
Oh, she is.
Oh.
And
What a baby.
yeah, you can follow Tiff on that link. We now know her stream schedule. We all learned together.
Yes.
And we'll be back, like I said, next week with friend of the channel, Win, who is probably very excited to be on the podcast because she marked it down on her calendar wrong and thought it was last Wednesday. So last Wednesday, I got a message from her on my phone, and it was
I
like,
believe this is
"Hey,
it.
I'm ready when you guys are." And I was like, "Oh boy, another week. You'll be waiting a long time."
I actually went in her chat and I talked to her about it. She's like, "Yeah, I realized I wrote down the wrong day." I was like, "Yeah, I heard."
Oh, thank you. Oh, you gave Win a shout out. Oh, well done. I didn't even notice that. Yeah. Yeah, go onto her channel. She's a great Elder Scrolls player, a great Fallout player, a heavily modded Fallout player. Like, if you want to see some cool like Iceland survival stuff, it's the place. To go.
There's Trouble in Paradise with Meerkat and Madame Meerkat.
So come
That's just how they show that they love each other.
Aww. Guys, thank you so much, everybody, for coming by and hanging out with us, and for the sub and gift sub and all that. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys very soon on Wednesday. And don't
And,
forget, we do
we-
impromptu gaming stream.
We apologize for being late. That was largely due to the fact that me, Trinsic, and Rory were having a fun time playing Soul Calibur, and then we had to go eat, and that just pushed everything back.
Yeah.
But you know what? If we do it again, it happens again. So just gonna have to deal with
Yeah.
it.
And it was a great time. And you can watch that Soul
Yes,
Calibur over
I
at
highlighted
Trev's
it
channel.
specifically
Yeah,
because it was a fun time.
We highlighted the VOD because we all picked our mains at Soul Calibur, I think. Or at least I did, and Trev kind of plays everybody. Eat on stream cowards? No.
Look, Morgan does it.
Hey, I did.
You can't-
I was doing.
Look,
I was
listen,
doing it a
Tony,
few
you
minutes
can't
ago.
you can't eat wings on stream and not like look like a savage. Like
Yeah, exactly. I
That's not how
have a
it
beard,
works.
Tony. Do you know what happens to a beard when you eat wings? Because I do.
Just use a
it's
fork and
rough.
knife. Yes.
with wings and bone? Nah.
Just pick them off, and then you got it. You're good.
Morgan with the advanced wing eating strats.
All right, so we're gonna shoot a raid over to Zippy Das Pinhen. He was the guest
Zippy Das.
last week, and hopefully
Yes, he
I spelled that
was.
right.
Yeah, and
Okay,
he's
yeah,
playing
Gorilla, Red Faction Gorilla.
Red Faction. Yeah. Please give Zippy a follow. He's a friend of ours, and he's wonderful.
He's super great guy. Super
and-
fun. Super nice.
Yeah. Until that time, guys.
Yes.
Take it easy, and we'll see you very soon.
And then
Hey, guys, thanks for
quick
having
shout out,
me.
Walt. Thank you for the sub, and then gifting a
Yes.
sub from Mark, and then everyone else who subbed. I don't know.
And yeah, guys, that is our raid call too. We usually just say streamers become raiders.
Mm.
Never stayed for the raid at the end. Well,
Well,
now you're
this is your
here,
first
bitch.
chance.
So, yeah.
It's your lucky night.
All right, guys, raiding now. So
Bye,
see you
guys.
guys.
Bye.
Night.
Bye.